Handoff is Peterson, gets through the line of scrimmage, the 5 into the end zone, touchdown.
It's time for live coverage of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. Coverage is brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Coverage is also brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Caldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, the Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor. Now let's go to the stadium for high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
The end zone, touchdown, Eastmont. And good evening, sports fans. Welcome to Wildcat Stadium along with Grant Olson. I'm Eric Granstrom, and it's time for some football, Grant. The world must be right once again.
Oh, man, and what a beautiful night for it. I love these September games because the weather's always nice. People are out and about, short-sleeve shirts, and it's a good atmosphere tonight.
I feel like we've been shirking our responsibilities, but last week nobody was home.
No,
so
they weren't.
We couldn't do a broadcast last week, and we would have been definitely boiling last Friday around the state of Washington.
Yeah.
It's Post Falls on the road tonight to take on the Eastmont Wildcats. Eastmont 1-0 after a win at Bonnie Lake last week. It was not easy, but they got the win. Meanwhile, Post Falls, pretty good team. They've knocked off a couple of good opponents in a row, Lewiston and Sandpoint.
And I think Lewiston went quite a ways in the playoffs in Idaho last year. And this is a big school. These are 5A schools, like 4A schools are here in Washington. So they've got some power, and we'll talk more about some of the players that they do have, including a pretty good starting senior quarterback that we'll talk about.
Well, Mr. Weatherman, you talked about it being a little cool, a little bit of breeze that's coming actually from the east right now. What are we expecting weather-wise tonight?
Well, there is a slight chance for a sprinkle or two. I don't think we'll really see anything like that. Just going to stay like this, overcast a little bit, and cool off throughout the night.
Natural surface here now. Post Falls is used to playing on a natural surface. That's what they've got back in Idaho. For Eastmont, they were hoping that the field would be in a little better condition than it is, but hey, you just roll the ball out and play.
Well, I guess you never know this time of year what's going to happen either with the field, but there are some spots out here that aren't the greatest, so we'll see how that may play out throughout tonight.
And besides the spring sports with soccer here, you remember when we were here last for football, it was that rainy day in November with
something.
Richland in town, and I know the coaching staff for the Wildcats that still remain after Michael Don's departure are still feeling the hurt of that here, so they'd like to erase that here tonight.
Absolutely, and that was a toughie. We remember that one. But, yeah, it's going to be fun.
We'll come back and talk about the specifics of this one coming up as Post Falls comes to town to take on the Eastmont Wildcats. Are you ready for some football? We certainly are here on the NCWLIFE Channel. The pregame show continues right after this.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. We can lift this up. Lifetime warranty.
Great. I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Well, it wouldn't be Eastmont if we didn't have the PA system blaring in our ears here.
Basketball or football, doesn't matter.
The pregame show on the NCWLIFE Channel, along with Grant Olson, Eric Granstrom. Well, the Eastmont Wildcats got a win on the road, 34-16 over Bonnie Lake last week. But it was really the defense that made the difference in that one. They came up with 4 interceptions, 3 of which returned for touchdowns. And one man, Evan Mathena, the 6'1", 155-pound senior, had 3 picks himself and actually had 3 returned for touchdowns, but 1 was called back for a penalty.
Isn't that amazing? So if you think about that, though, Eric, that's 21 points from the defense and only 13 from the offense. So What are we going to see from this Eastmont offense? We've got Peyton Zielinski as the starting quarterback. We saw him play last year, Eric, but as a defensive back, not even as a quarterback. So this is a total unknown on this offense.
Yeah, he knows how to get his hands on the football. Defensively, we saw 2 picks in a row against Moses Lake and Richland last year in the playoffs. But now he's the quarterback, and he's a diminutive one.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Zielinski's 5'6" and 145 pounds. He's a sophomore. He's going to look little behind that. He does have a good-sized offensive line.
He does, and he's got some returners up there, a couple. But just think about this, too, folks. 19 seniors graduated, starters rather, graduated from 28 seniors on this team last year. So a lot of players are gone, and a lot of players are going to have to step up.
Well, Bodie Yale had a pretty good average last week. He only had 4 carries, but I think his average was like 13 yards per carry. So expect to see maybe a little more Bodie Yale here tonight.
So are we going to see a difference in their offense now that Coach Mike Dawn is gone? Is it going to be pound, pound, pound on the ground still, or are they going to put it in the air a little more this year? That'll be interesting.
Zielinski only had 4 attempts last week through the air. He does have a big tight end. They were worried about him getting banged up last week, but he's available for him tonight. He's a big target, and I was talking with Coach Jay Foster about that, whom we'll hear from in the pregame show coming up. But I talked to Jay before we got the interview about having that big tight end. He actually saw him on the basketball floor last winter, and he says, hey, we need that kid as a tight end. He goes, how come he's not playing? And one of his assistant coaches says, he's on the team. He plays defense. He goes, no, heck with that. We need to put him on offense. So we're going to see a little bit of that man here tonight.
You know, that could be
and
such
that's
a
Rylan
weapon.
Walt.
A tight end can be such a weapon, especially for a young quarterback with not a lot of experience. Throw it 8 yards down the field to your big tight end.
Meanwhile, Post Falls runs the football, but they're not afraid to throw it either. We're going to watch for McEwen here tonight. He's their quarterback. He's got some talent. He's a pretty big-sized kid, too.
6 foot, 200-pounder, and it looks like he has some touchdowns under his belt in their 2 games this year. So I think we're going to see a good mix out of Post Falls run and pass.
Now, last week, Bonnie Lake did have some effect on the ground, 168 yards against Eastmont's defense. Wildcats aren't used to that. They're used to holding teams in check, giving the ball back to their offense. So we'll see how this all plays out here tonight as we have a beautiful night for football. It's the Eastmont Wildcats and the Post Falls Trojans here, and a little different, too, because the grandstands across the way are condemned. They can't sit there, so the Post Falls fans are having to sit right alongside the Eastmont fans here tonight.
That's an interesting dynamic, for sure.
Yeah, but they don't know each other. It's not like Wenatchee Eastmont or anything like that.
That's right.
All right, we're going to continue with the pregame show coming up. We've got, as I mentioned, Coach Jay Foster to join me. Also, Abe Garcia, one of the senior linemen who hangs over from last year. He was a second-team All-Big Nine on offensive line, and he's got some lofty goals for this year for not only himself, but the team. That's coming up as we continue with the pregame show next on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Pregame show continues here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Week 2 for these guys, and Jay Foster joining us now. It's week 3 for Post Falls. What's the advantage, disadvantage? I guess you got more film on them to watch.
Well, we didn't. You know, you only exchanged the one.
Oh,
I want to say the advantage goes to them and the idea they have a little better feel who they are, and you know, I think we saw our offense struggle a little bit last week, and offense usually trails defense early in the season, and it showed up for both teams last week. You know, our defense just had a better explosive day than theirs did, but hopefully our offense will continue to get better. We're able to address some issues that we saw on film, obviously, and hopefully we'll get those cleaned up. The defense, they can have another day like last week.
I mean, come on. 3 pick sixes in a season, you're thinking you're pretty good. In a game? Are you kidding me?
Never seen it. Never seen it. And I don't know if you remember, it was actually, we had 4, and they called one back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Evan actually had 3, and that I had never seen. Never seen 2 in a game by one guy. But then the third one with Jackson was awesome. So, I mean, and we'll take it however we get it. Trust me. A win's a win's a win.
Is that a drill? I mean, is it ball and then, you're going?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that our defense does on a weekly basis. We call it our interception drill and turnover drill, and how we're going to block, where we're going to return the ball, so that everybody's on the same page. And obviously it worked. It looked good.
Post Falls, from what I can gather, they like to hurry their pace. They like to run the football. You guys, they got some, Bonnie Lake got some yards on you on the ground last week. Talk about mending that this week and getting ready for this Trojan team.
Well, I think the big thing is you talked about pace. That's always different, getting calls on and getting that communicated on the football field. We've done it historically, where one of the, I think, few teams defensively, we have a variety of calls, but we literally have sleeves also. Yeah. So we just call out a number and the kids get it. So first time we'll see it. Yeah. So how will we react? That's still to be seen. But, we have to, I think the biggest thing is never have worried about teams moving the ball on us. I always worry about, are they scoring points on us? Yeah. Because that's how you win games. You got to put points on the board. And, I thought the defense did a pretty good job. They made a couple mistakes last week that one obviously was a score and the other one set up a score. But I think once you clean those two things up, they actually played some pretty decent defense. We put them in a bad situation with I got to find out who made the fake punt call. Because that obviously.
You said special teams is going to be an emphasis this year, Coach.
It was an emphasis, That one was on me, and I told the guys at halftime, I said, fellas, that score's all on me. What a bonehead play and what a bonehead call at the time, especially. It's one of those things, if it works, you're a genius, and if it doesn't, you're an idiot. And I definitely came in the idiot side right there. But the kids responded really well, and even with their backs to the wall and things weren't going well, but I thought we played real well.
Something we saw in the evolution of the program under Coach Dawn is, being able to make adjustments on the sideline by actually watching video and things like that. Is that something you carry into your program?
Absolutely. We all have, there's like 4 iPads on the sidelines, and I'm old school enough still that I struggle doing that yet. Mm-hmm. I like watching the game and evaluating and see it from my own eyes. But all these younger guys, they're all tech savvy, and they watch film on the sidelines, what happened there, and try to make the adjustments. I think our thing last week, honestly, on the offensive side, is we were in the right spots. We weren't physical enough.
Sure.
And that's something that we're more than capable of. I think I told you last week, we have 4 guys on the offensive line that squat over 400 pounds, and we have to stop going up and hugging people and start hitting some folks, But I think we really put an emphasis on that this week.
Well, and running the football gets you there, right?
Absolutely. That you're not going to run the football if you don't get after it a little bit. And we've always had that mentality here. For the 7 years that I've been here, Mike always brought that for the offensive line. We weren't there last week, and that'll change. These guys, I have a lot of confidence in them. Like I said, we emphasized it this week, so I expect us to be better.
And being on the home turf kind of helps with that.
Never hurts being at home in front of your own fans. It's not a 3.5-hour drive to get wherever you're going to, sitting on a bus forever. Go on the road, get a win, however we got to get it, and that's what we want to do.
Right. Well, best of luck here tonight.
Thanks, appreciate it, Eric.
All right, there you go. Jay Foster joining us here on the pregame show. We're going to talk with one of those big fellas coming up next as we continue with the pregame show here. It's Post Falls and Eastmont on the NCWLIFE Channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Pre-game show continues here on the NCWLIFE Channel, and I give the coaches their option on who we talk to each week. And this week it's senior Abe Garcia who joins us, offensive guard for the Wildcats. Abe, first of all, senior year, can you believe it?
Yeah, it went by really fast. These past 4 years went by really fast.
So here you are, senior year. What kind of goals have you set for yourself, and then what kind of goals has the team set for itself?
I think my goal this season is for first team all league, because last year I got second team, and I want to get offensive or the lineman of the year too. And as a team, we want to repeat as league champs, get 3 in a row, and then we want to win the playoff game, because past 2 years we've lost in the crossover. So
how much, I know the coaches, that Richland game sticks with them hard and still is. Yeah. What about you? Do you guys just kind of, well, whatever, that was last year?
Yeah, well, it's a brand new team, so we flipped the switch, we reset it, and so we don't really think about it that much. But yeah, we just don't think about it and want to push past that game this year. So yeah.
So let's talk about last week, Bonnie Lake. You guys kind of had some troubles offensively, but you kind of figure, you're not going to be completely 100% in the first week out. Talk about that game.
It was a pretty rough game for offense. We have a bunch of new starters on offense, so it's a bit of a struggle, but this week practice has been going by really good, so hopefully clean up a couple mistakes, and hopefully our defense plays really good again, because he stepped up last week.
How did you grade out from last week's game?
I graded out second on the O-line, so
right.
not too bad, but I played the whole line as a whole, including me mainly, played pretty soft for our first game, so this week has been just focused on intensity, and so we can go and punch Post Falls in the mouth this week.
Some of that tentativeness, is that because maybe there's a couple guys there, and we're not going to say anybody's names or anything like that, but aren't quite sure about who they're supposed to block or who they're supposed to hit, that type of thing?
Yeah, that was some of our struggles. Some of the O-line didn't, they were thinking too much, and to play with some intensity, you got to not think and just go. But I feel like this week everyone got the rules down, and we've just been going.
Okay. So I was worried about my camera blowing over there. So as you come into Post Falls, you had a chance to watch a little bit of tape on these guys. What do you expect defensively from them?
They have a really good nose guard, probably one of the best that we've seen. And then their middle linebacker is pretty solid too, but they have a few weak guys on their offense that we're going to try to exploit. So if we can take care of the Mike and the nose guard, I think we'll be pretty good.
Okay, so what's it going to come down to, do you think? Just limit mistakes, that type of thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can't have any turnovers. We had a fumble against Bonnie, so I think just limit the drive killers for us, and just for us to get points up on the board, really.
It's nice to talk to these guys right after school before practice starts, because you get to see what kind of hairdo they have, or like mine don't. So let's talk about what you like to do with your free time. Not that you have any, but what do you like to do?
Usually in the summertime when I had some free time, I golfed with my friends, couple.
Okay.
Yeah, not that good. Just started out, but yeah, I usually just golf or.
Very cool.
That's about it. Yeah.
Very cool. So where at? Rock Island or the Highlander or where?
Usually Rock Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good starter spot.
Yeah, it is. But some of my friends, they get us in for free. Sometimes the Highlander, so it's pretty nice.
Good friends to have.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to get in there for free.
So what's your plans after high school?
I want to go to college, probably UW, and then become a physical therapist.
Oh, no kidding. Boy, those are pretty lofty goals. That's a hard school to get into, so you must be good in class?
Yeah, pretty good. I try to keep up and everything. It's pretty hard with sports, but yeah, I just try to get on top of things.
So is that a message you impart to the younger guys that are coming up, being a senior and being a leader and you being that position that, hey, you can't just do it on the field. You got to do it in the classroom and all the way around?
Yeah, as a program, we try to preach, Coach Foster and everything, to not have missing assignments or anything. He'll punish us, but we'll, as a program, we all try to get on top of stuff, and most of the young kids already know that. So,
what other extracurricular things can we see you involved in?
I used to do wrestling, but I don't think I can this year.
Okay.
for like injury stuff. And then I do rugby too, so during the spring. So yeah.
So maybe you can bring some of that rugby toughness into the offensive line meetings and get you guys ready to go tonight.
Yeah, we have another offensive lineman, Landon, and some other players. We have a bunch of players on our team that, like Ricky, we all play rugby. So, it translates a little bit to like tackling and stuff for the defense players.
So do you guys have, as an offensive unit, offensive line, I mean, I was an offensive lineman for a long time, and we always had a nickname for ourselves. We were the Lunch Bunch back in the day. Do you guys have a nickname yet?
No, not really. I think still probably go by what Don used to call us, the Big Fat Nasty. So, about just the same as what Don used to call us. We don't really have a nickname.
I don't know, does Mom like that so much, the Big Fat Nasty?
My mom doesn't really understand this, so I guess, she's really understanding. It's fine.
All right. So you can use that Lunch Bunch if you want. That's a little kinder, gentler type of, so you can say Mom. It's part of the Lunch Bunch. Don't worry about it. Hey, best of luck here tonight and the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Abe Garcia joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back, get you starting lineups, and get you kickoff. Coming up next, it's the Wildcats and the Trojans on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
Welcome back once again here to Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium as we're just in time for our national anthem. I think we have a little presentation prior to which from an Eastmont student here at Wildcat Stadium. We'll try to listen in.
Eastmont High School. Both visitor and Eastmont athletic programs emphasize positive values such as teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. Both schools have proud and successful traditions. Poor sportsmanship is not one of them. We ask for your support in letting the players play, the coaches coach, and the officials officiate as you positively support them. Let this competition reflect mutual respect among all participants, officials, and fans. It's all about respect for the game, each other, and yourself. Thank you for being a model for good sportsmanship. Let's have a great night and enjoy the game. Go Cats!
Well, there you go, a little pledge here before the ball game, and now the Wildcat Marching Band will perform our national anthem as we get ready for opening night here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Face our flag and remove your hats in honor of our national anthem. As the Eastmont Wildcat Band, under the direction of Mr. Matt Masiasu, plays for us our national anthem.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
To name yourself after the highest peak in North America? Maybe that's audacity. But towering above is exactly what the first ever all-electric GMC Sierra EV Denali Edition 1 is built to do. With 754 horsepower and up to a GM estimated 400 miles of range, it is the Denali of EVs. The Sierra EV Denali.
And welcome back once again here to the NCWLIFE Channel. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here tonight for our first broadcast of the fall sports season. Our equipment back home in the studio is deciding to act up today. Of course it would happen today. Well, we need to mention that it is Friday the 13th. Yes. For those of you that are fearful of Fridays and fearful of Thursday or the 13th on Fridays especially, then we understand. That's tryptodectophobia, by the way, if you were curious about that. As we have our captains coming out to the center of the field to talk with our referee tonight from the Chelan County Officials Association, Troy Holtz, as the captains will greet and shake hands. Daxton Derby Dixon out there, number 10 for Eastmont. He's alongside Connor Schwab, wearing number 32. Number 1 is Peyton Zielinski, the quarterback. And number 8 is Logan Schmutzler, there for the Eastmont Wildcats with their red uniforms tonight, trimmed in sky blue, or Columbia blue, I should say, and white. And the visitors, thankfully, they've got their white uniforms on here tonight. I was watching film on them, and their black jerseys have orange numbers. And you want to talk about something that's almost impossible to pick out a number on a black jersey with an orange number?
Well, I can't. Wenatchee wearing black with purple numbers.
With purple numbers. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Nightmare. So Post Falls will win the toss but defer to the second half, so it looks like Eastmont will have the football. So let's take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. First for the Eastmont Wildcats, as we mentioned, new quarterback this year, Peyton Zielinski. He is just a sophomore, and he is not a big fella, 5'6", 145 pounds. Meanwhile, Bodie Yale will line up as a slot back. He's a junior. Julian Cortez will be the other slot back. He is a senior. Also in the backfield, along with Zielinski, is the tailback will be Rafa Perez, and boy, we miss Gunnar Peterson, and so too will the Eastmont Wildcat fans. Meanwhile, the wideouts starting tonight will be Cooper West, who wear number 4, and also a tight end. This is a big kid, Rylan West. He's a sophomore. He wears number 44. Watch for him to be part of the offense here tonight. At center, it's Austin Padron. The guards are Abe Garcia and Landon Hutzel. The tackles, J.D. Serta and Nash Moser. Those are the starters on offense here for the Eastmont Wildcats here tonight as we get ready for football on a Friday night. It just didn't seem like September was here until we're here tonight, Grant.
You know, it's true. Now fall is kind of making its way into my brain a little bit now that we're doing a football game. For sure.
Yeah, usually we've been, you know, even before Labor Day weekend, we've been broadcasting football games here on the NCWLIFE Channel, but they waited until after Labor Day to have their first football games this year. They had the jamborees the weekend of Labor Day. And then last weekend, of course, we do Eastmont, Wenatchee. We tried to do Cashmere, but everybody was on the road last week, so we didn't have much choice, and so here we are. Meanwhile, the defense for Post Falls, they've got a couple of big ones and a couple of good ones up front. So you've got to watch out for Sebastian Martin. He wears number 64. He'll be up front. He's a defensive tackle. Elliot Rise also there. Christian Click, make that Christopher Click as a defensive end, and Kyle Chamberlain on the other side on the DN. The linebackers are Cannon McEwen, and he's a good one as well. He wears number 40. Damian Hamilton is an outside linebacker along with Alexander Dean. The corners are Sean Hudson and Kyle Miller, and the safeties are Tyrus Blake and Talon McCracken getting the start here tonight, but they'll rotate in a lot of bodies. You see how many travel from Post Falls. As we mentioned, a big school. It's basically a 4A school like in Washington, only a 5A school in Idaho. So
it's a different vibe, isn't it, Eric? Not only playing a team, it's not like we're playing a team from Western Washington. We're playing a team from out of state, which brings another little dimension to this, too. And it's a big school, and they're a good football program. So this is going to be kind of cool tonight.
Absolutely. Teeing the ball up for Eastmont, all things being equal, this is what the coaching staff gave me anyway. The long kickoff man is Aaron Escalera. He did some of the kicking last year, if I remember right, especially down the towards the postseason. Jose Valencia will be the guy who does the point after touchdowns and the field goal attempts, but kicking it long will be Aaron Escalera. And
He's, of course, waiting to see if the offense can click in early, unlike at Bonnie Lake last week, where it was the home team that got out front and really needed some help for the defense to be able to shore things up for the Eastmont Wildcats. Meanwhile, the kicker for the Post Falls is Braden Singleton. He wears number 37. That's a pretty good-sized kicker. Now, watching film, all he did was squib kick, but then again, that could be because of who they played. We'll see what he does here to start the ball game as Eastmont sends a couple of backs back to receive it, and this is a line drive kick, kind of a squib kick, and it will be fumbling around at the 5-yard line. Finally, Dixon picks it up, and now he's got trouble, and he's going to get it back to the 10, and that's going to be it. Not the way you want to start if you're Eastmont offensively.
That's the advantage of that squib kick, kind of a bobbled catch by the receiver. It gets down there, gives your cover guys a chance to get down there, so it worked to Post Falls' advantage there.
So just underway here, scoreless first quarter at Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium. Let's see where they put the ball down. It'll be at the 12-yard line, so they'll be a little kind on the spot there. So Eastmont, and here we go, first chance for the home fans to see Zielinski at quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun with a man behind him in this formation. That's the same formation we've seen, and a handoff on the go-around, and running around the left side with good room out to there, the 20-yard line with his first carry of the ball game is Julian Cortez. Now, we saw Cortez in mop-up duty last year. Did really well.
He did. You know, they were so stacked at running back. Besides the 3 starters that got the ball a lot, Cortez also very good. 7 yards there.
They're going to put him down at the 19. So Grant mentioned 7 yards. So second down and 3 coming up. And that's what you want. You want short yardage, and that really opens up the playbook for you if you're Zielinski and company. Offensive line settling in, looking at the defense. A 5-man defensive front here for Post Falls. Man in motion, they'll hand it off to the tailback, trying to pick his way across the 20, but he got back to the 20, and that's about it. Maybe a yard is all they're going to give the tailback on the carry that time. It was Rafa Perez, the 5'6", 175-pound senior.
Not much on second down there, Eric, but still you're in 3rd and short. Not a bad place to be, so still a good down and distance for Eastmont.
So we'll look for the man who had the most yardage on few carries last week, Bodie Yale. He is lined up as the slot man to the right here, or is he even in the lineup?
Yeah, I don't see him out there.
No, I don't see him either. So turn, fake the handoff. Zielinski rolling to his left, has trouble. Going to be taken down for a loss on the play, all the way back to the 16-yard line. And there comes that big defensive front, that time leading the charge. It was Damian Hamilton. The linebacker closes in and closes the line on Mr. Zielinski. It'll be 4th down for Eastmont.
It almost looked like a broken play, didn't it? Zielinski, I think, wanted to hand it off. The running back wasn't really ready. To me, it looked like a broken play.
So back to receive the punt near midfield is Brandon Felix. He'll also run the football. So Felix expecting a good field position for Post Falls here as he'll come all the way up to the Eastmont 40-yard line. As the punter for Eastmont will be Dixon. That's something you mentioned. Strange to have the punter also be the punt returner for Eastmont.
It's so strange, right?
Dixon standing just outside his own 5-yard line, and this is where, here we got a little delay with the Eastmont special teams, and that's something that Coach Jay Foster said they really wanted to focus on this year was doing more practice on special teams. Snap is good, the punt away, wobbly kick, end over end, and it will die at about the 38-yard line. So great field position for Post Falls to start their first possession of the ball game.
Hear their fans below us making a little noise. They had a pretty good contingency showed up here tonight.
Yeah, they did. And I see that they traveled with a trailer across the way, too. I don't know if that's an equipment trailer or they just herded everybody in the back of a livestock trailer and brought them over. So the clock says 10:21 on the change of possession. As Post Falls has it for their first possession of the ball game. They'll turn and hand it off to the tailback. He's hit just after he got the football. Good job by Eastmont up front, and that's Donnie Torres getting the stop on the running back that time. And let's see, they kind of rotate in running backs. The first carry of the ball game was by Devin Burton, who got the load of things so far this season. Possession started, they marked it at 38 of Eastmont, so second down coming up from the 37. And back to pass, throwing out the flat. The ball caught out there along the Post Falls sideline, and then dancing up the sideline for a gain. They'll mark him out of bounds short of the first down at about the 32, and a flag on the play. So maybe a hold will move things back here for the Trojans. It is a hold, and so they'll be heading backwards. By the way, the rest of our officiating crew today, the umpire is Kelly Campbell, the head linesman is Josh DeLay, the line judge is Nathan Hahn, and the back judge is Steve Johnson. And assist to Olivia Winters for helping us get those names here from the officials here tonight.
Going to be big help this year, isn't she?
Absolutely, absolutely. So a penalty on the play. We'll mark the ball back. It'll be second down over again. And from the previous, well, it's usually a spot foul for a hold, so they'll put it back at the 43-yard line. So it'll be a officially 6-yard penalty. So the first penalty of the night goes against Post Falls, and we expect a lot of penalties here. It's kind of preseason for both these teams. Back to pass as the quarterback throws out the flat does McEwen. He was looking here in the near side for his Tyler Kern, and incomplete, and didn't see a lot of pressure. He just kind of hurried that throw.
Got some tall receivers out there, too. This Jimerson that's 6'3", and some other receivers over 6 feet tall.
Caleb Jimerson is one of his favorite targets. He is the wide out here to the near side of the field on a trips right, certainly passing down on third down and long coming up for the Trojans. Back to pass again goes McEwen. Throws down the middle. The ball is incomplete, or picked off by Eastmont, and back the other way come the Wildcats with the interception. It is Aaron Escalera.
Fumble. He fumbled, and I think Post Falls may have gotten it back, Eric.
The official here near sideline is looking it over, and it is Post Falls football.
Wow.
My, oh my.
Holy cow.
Holy buckets. Well, Escalera with his first interception. That would be 5 interceptions now on the season for Eastmont's defense, but he was stripped, lost the ball, so it'll just be first down for the Trojans at the Eastmont 40-yard line.
Going with a little bit of a hurry up now, too, with the ball back. But how unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Stripped from behind.
So the interception by Escalera gives Post Falls a new set of downs with 9:22 to go. Handoff right side, and nothing happening at all. Eastmont's defense there for the challenge. Again on the tackle, Donnie Torres leading the way.
Did a great job, shot the gap there, didn't get touched by the offensive lineman and made that tackle.
I didn't see who recovered the fumble for Post Falls.
I didn't either.
But the Trojans with the ball, second down, call it 11 from out of the 41, handoff left side, and another flag comes down here. We may have another hold on the running play as the ball was handed off to Burton, but looks like this might be coming backwards.
Big number 74 for Post Falls, slapping himself on the helmet, Kyler Miller, so I think he may have been the guilty party.
Boy, they've got some big fellas up front.
Boy, they do.
Miller, 5'10", 241 pounds. Joseph Riggs, number 73, is 6 foot 248. Cooper Wojciak, 6'3", 282.
Doesn't that sound like an offensive lineman?
Yes, he
Cooper
does.
Wojciak.
Yes, that is true. So another penalty against Post Falls will move them back to the almost midfield to the 49 of Eastmont. So they're behind the chains again are the Trojans. As they get the play from the sideline, they'll move bodies around. Moving over to a slot man right is Trenton McLean. And now McEwen gets a low snap from center, looking right, got pressure, going to be throwing the ball away and incomplete on the pass. Almost a sack for Eastmont. Good pressure up front by the Wildcats. Getting in there was Jacoby Mercado.
Good pressure from the outside. It looked like McEwen had a ton of time, and then all of a sudden the pocket collapsed on him, and he was in trouble.
And it's not like the NFL, or are they going to say he was sacked?
They sure are.
They're going to say he was sacked on the play all the way back to the 36-yard line.
Wow.
So that's the first sack of the night for the Eastmont Eastmont defense. And boy, Post Falls is just going backwards on this possession. They turned it over officially and then got a turnover back on the same play. And now McEwen looking at third and forever. What, about 40 yards to go here?
36, third and 42, you're right.
42, so McEwen going to throw left and a little bubble screen out there. The runner picking up his way across the far sideline and finally tackled down at about the 44-yard line, and that's going to be well short of the first down. The ball caught and then ran over there on that bubble screen by Cody Matthews, number 11.
First completion for positive yardage for McEwen tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough way to start.
It
Interception,
is.
Negative yards. That's a big time
big pass play got called back because of a hold.
Absolutely. So the punter in here for the Post Falls Trojans will punt this football away. And again, we mentioned it's Dixon back to return it. Low line drive kick. Dixon at the 15 collects it there. He's got room to the 20, 25, trying to turn the corner, and then finally brought down at about the 32-yard line. And that's where Eastmont will have much better field position, but hold on, the whistle's coming. Do we have a flag on the play? I don't see any flags down on the field. Oh, yep. The official made the call right away here. And we'll see what that penalty is.
Could this have been a face mask on the ball carrier? Did you notice he was kind of pushing on the, maybe a hand to the...
Personal foul.
I think it was.
Boy, that's a new signal for me. Paul Collard is going to have to help me out on that one. But Eastmont will get the football. It was post the punt. So the Wildcats will be moved back again with 6:49 to go. Scoreless first quarter here at Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium. The penalty will mark them back all the way to the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Zielinski and company. In the shotgun, looks over the defense. Again, a 5-man defensive front. High snap, turn. He'll fake the handoff, keep it himself, trying to get it around the corner. And Post Falls does a good job of stretching that play out and keeping him for minimal gain on the play. They are talented up front.
Not much there. In fact, Maggie back to the line of scrimmage. Eastmont, you know, in previous years, they had the guys with speed that could have got around that corner. Different bunch this year, but you're just waiting for that turn up field.
Absolutely. Well, that's one thing, too. You got a new quarterback who won the job in the offseason. That's what Jay Foster said. He says, we didn't really know. We had an idea. But last spring football, Zielinski kind of put his head above the rest. And he's still trying to learn this option offense. He'll turn, hand it off to the second man through. That's the tailback. And he stood up and dropped after about a yard. And that's some big fellas up front there, big bodies up front for Post Falls. As Damian Hamilton, I have a feeling we're going to be calling his name a lot here tonight.
I think so, too.
Third down coming up for the Wildcats. They're going to be kind and give them all the way out to the 20-yard line. I don't know about that. No, they'll put them at the 18. So
that was about right.
Third down from there after short gain on the play. Possession started at about the 16-yard line. Zielinski gets a snap, turn, handoff, end around. We got a flag down, and this is probably going to be a procedure against the offense. Unfortunately, it's going to wipe out a good run here from right to left by Dax Dixon. And I have a feeling this one's coming back. Yep, in fact, one of the first people heading backwards is Abe Garcia.
Wipes out that 29-yard play.
That's too bad. But you live and learn.
You do.
And you know, okay, the positive is we got a good gain on that. The negative is, okay, somebody lined up not quite right or moved a little bit before the snap, because that flag was flying as they took the snap.
Might have been lined up that way, huh?
So the penalty, it'll be our third of the game here. First against Eastmont, or second against Eastmont, because they had a 15-yarder. And now the second penalty for 20 yards against the Wildcats. They'll put the ball back at about the 13 after the penalty. So Eastmont with decisions to make here. Probably be conservative on a third and long on your own end of the field.
Right.
First quarter winding through here. 5 minutes to go in the first frame. Scoreless so far here at Eastmont High School.
And it's hard to get into a rhythm offensively with the penalties.
Yeah,
it's just hard to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, you feel like that frog in the well. Zielinski fakes the handoff, going to run around behind Abe Garcia, gets to the corner, but not much more than that, and then belted hard at the 20-yard line out of bounds on the far side. And that's something about your quarterback. You take the ball. You learned that with watching Josh Allen last night.
Absolutely.
So it'll be a 4th down coming up for the Wildcats.
Like you said, Eric, just not very big. 5'6", 145 for Zielinski, but he's a tough kid. We saw him come in and play DB last year and did a great job.
Absolutely. Back to return the punt here from Dixon will be Brandon Felix. First punt from Dixon didn't travel very far. Second punt from Dixon, a high kick, but off to the side and collecting the ball and then dropping it. That was a dangerous play by the return man, as he will finally cover it up at the 41-yard line, and that's where Post Falls will have it. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel with live coverage of sports tonight, brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling in Wenatchee. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Give them a call today at 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net.
Well, this is the second time now Post Falls is at excellent field position in Eastmont territory.
Yeah, they'll have it at the 41. They ended up going backwards. A little help from penalties, a little help from Eastmont's defense. Here's a handoff in the middle, and Eastmont swallowing up the ball carrier quickly. And I don't know how much success you're going to find coming up the middle there, Grant.
I don't either. Logan Schmaltzer, big shot right in the middle.
So second down coming up, the ball right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. Again in the backfield, the tailback here is Devin Burton. They got that big offensive line. They just got to believe that they can make a hole here. Turn, handoff again to Burton. He will slowly pick his way inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line before the Eastmont Wildcat defense gets in there. First time we'll call Tyson Gonzalez's name tonight. Be third down coming up. And again, there's that sugar huddle where they just go, okay, let's go.
Yep.
Gain of a couple of yards there, so it'll be third down and 8 here for the Trojans. Ball left hash mark inside the Eastmont 40. McEwen looks over a 4-man defensive front, and he'll send a man in motion, look over the middle, ball thrown and caught, and then punished after the catch is the wide receiver. He's going to be awfully close to a first down. It's going to depend on, or did he drop it?
He dropped it, yeah.
Incomplete pass. So fourth down coming up.
It's like they're going for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Why not? You get the ball in Eastmont's end. You're on the road. 2:56 to go here in this first quarter of play. Scoreless so far at Wildcat Stadium.
Ball at 7 for Post Falls.
Watch for Jimerson here near sideline. Back to pass. And now they're going to hand it off. Look out. That was a beautiful handoff. Kind of almost a Statue of Liberty type of play there as they hand it off to the ball carrier. He's got a first down and more. Elliott Rise will take it over inside the 30 down. They'll put him at the 26-yard line, first down. Gain of 13 yards.
Nice play. I like the way that was designed. Kind of caught the defense off guard.
Well, and he went sprinting out to his right and then handed the ball around to the back that was in front of him.
It did have a Statue of Liberty kind of flavor to it.
McEwen turn, handoff traditionally this time, and traditionally stacked up at the line of scrimmage is the ball carrier. Eastmont doing a good job of, again, plugging those holes up front. Boy, you don't find a lot of holes from the Wildcats defense. And again, the carry that time was Burton, number 21 for, no, excuse me, Felix. That was Brandon Felix on the carry as they rotate backs faster than I rotate underwear. Second down and 10 coming up from the 26 of Eastmont. Throw out the flat. The ball's caught. Nope, dropped. Boy, they're having a heck of a time with the connections between McEwen and his wide receivers.
Boy, that wasn't McEwen's fault either. That was a nice pass that time. Felix just couldn't hold on to it.
Well, you know, the way Eastmont's putting the lick to people when they get the ball, maybe they're hearing a little footsteps right now. So third and 10 coming up from the Eastmont 26. I do believe they have a decent field goal kicker. In fact, I think he kicked a 33, 34-yarder in one of their 2 wins earlier this season. And time's going to wind down here, and I think we're going to get a timeout taken. Yeah, it will be a timeout for Post Falls. So we'll take a 30-second break on our broadcast. With 2:09 to go here in the first quarter, scoreless so far between the Trojans and the Wildcats. You're watching Big 9 football on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Coldwell Banker, their people, their company are cut from a different cloth. They see, hear, sense, and feel things that other people don't. They have a unique appreciation for the thing called home. Because of this dedication, Coldwell Banker has thrived for over a century. This is why they are ranked #1 on Agent Trust. Coldwell Banker. They do real estate with higher standards and have been guiding people home since 1906.
Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Abby's Pizza. For more than 50 years, Abby's has proudly served the Northwest with toppings to the edge, 100% real cheese, and freshly rolled dough. Order online at abbys.com. So here we go, a fourth down decision time, and, third down. They said third down on the sticks over there. Oh, yes, it is a third down and 10. From the Eastmont 26, McEwen with the snap from center, time throwing, lofting to the end zone, and it's over the head of everybody. As he was looking for Jimerson in the end zone, he does have the height advantage, that's for sure.
No doubt, 6'3" receiver, and he put it up there nicely, but just a little bit too far. And so far, McEwen 1 of 7 here in this first quarter.
Wow. And, well, unless you can count the completion to the red jersey.
Right, unless you count that.
So they will try to go for it here. Fourth down from the Eastmont 26, and why not? Just over 2 minutes to go here in a scoreless first quarter so far between the Trojans and the Wildcats. Opening night at home for Eastmont. Back to pass again. McEwen has time, throws out the flat. The ball is nearly intercepted and then nearly caught. It is incomplete. Good closing by the defensive back over there for Eastmont. Enrique Jacobo came up with a big play.
The receiver had it in his hands. He knocked it out as he came in on coverage, and a great play defensively.
Eastmont will get the football and better start position this time, as they'll get it at their own 26-yard line with 1:58 to go in this first quarter of play.
Under 2 minutes left, first quarter. Post Falls 23 total yards, Eastmont 16.
Yeah. It's been kind of a rough go for both offenses. And we'll just say, how about two good defenses out there tonight? So here comes Zielinski. Peyton takes the snap from center. Gonna go handoff to the second man. Going from left to right, and ouch, down hard goes the ball carrier that time, Dixon. And again, boy, I'll tell you, the boys from Post Falls are putting a lick on the Eastmont Runners.
They really are.
They're going to say he gained a couple of yards out to the 29-yard line, so maybe we'll be kind and say 3. Or no, it's the 28.
So you tried.
Yeah, I tried. Eastmont rotating bodies around to try to get the proper mix. Rafa Perez is back there as the tailback now behind Zielinski. On a second down, call it 8, high snap, handoff Perez looking to get around the left side. He got away from one man but can't get away from the other as he's tackled down hard at the 32-yard line. And again, coming up and laying a lick on the ball carrier that time for Post Falls was Kyle Miller, 5'11", 168-pound defensive back.
Blake with the tackle for the Trojans.
Third down as the ball is resting at the 32-yard line, so a gain of 4 yards for Perez there.
Eastmont could really use a first down here just for confidence, if nothing else, that they can move the ball a little bit on this team.
Perez had 8 carries last week for 13 yards in the win over Bonnie Lake. Again, it was Bodie Yale who had 4 carries, 96 yards, and a touchdown last week. Of course, a lot of that was in one run.
Right.
Third down coming up from the 32. Third and long for the Wildcats. Man in motion from right to left. They're throwing deep downfield and open, but overthrowing the intended receiver. Bodie Yale, we just talked about him, had him wide open and actually had his tight end wide open there too. Rylan Waltz would have been another target.
And a big target, as you mentioned in the pregame show, 6'3", 238.
Yeah, both were open. Both got behind the defense, so you know the Post Falls is going to talk about that when the boys go over to the sideline. Is that that could have been a jailbreak right there, but it is incomplete, and that brings up a fourth down, another punting situation for Eastmont. So all of the Wildcats' possessions so far will have ended in punts. At least this time they should get it over the other side of midfield. Again, Dixon is the punter. Pressure comes, and he barely got it through the outstretched arms of the man. And then, for some reason, the return man just lets it go by him, and it bounces all the way down to the 31-yard line. So the best change of possession there for Eastmont here by far in this ball game with 12.9 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here for the final 12.9 ticks of this quarter before they switch ends and play quarter number 2.
And you're exactly right, Coach. Blaine Bennett went right to the return man and said, you should have grabbed that. You cost us about 20 yards right there.
Yep. Post Falls with a football. Probably, unless there's a penalty or an incomplete pass, the last play of the first quarter. Scoreless so far here at Eastmont High School. Been kind of a sloppy one for both teams offensively. Turn, handoff, and the tailback will not get much at all as he got across the 30. No, and back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. And that will be our final play of the first quarter. And the carry that time was by Elliott Rise, I think, number 4. Yes, it was. Okay, that's the end of the quarter. We will take a 60-second break and come back.
I don't think the referees know it's the quarter, end of the quarter.
It's the end of the quarter, sir. And that, it's just like us in our lives. We would love to stop the clock and have no time waste away, but unfortunately, that's not how life works. We're through one at Eastmont with the Wildcats in Post Falls. The Trojans are scoreless so far. Back with the second quarter right after this.
Thank you for trusting Abby's legendary pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Abby's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious. Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, and cheddar. Yep. Everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
It might be sunny now, but fall is in the air, and we've got you covered here on the NCWLIFE Channel. If it's Wenatchee Panther football, volleyball, or girls soccer, we've got you covered. So tune in to your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel, for Wenatchee Panther sports. So McEwen has the football as we start the second quarter of play. And the first play is a handoff, kind of like we started the game. It goes over the left side out to the 34-yard line. A little better yardage that time. And was that Rise or was that?
I think it was Rise. I think it was Rise.
Can't tell between the 9 and the 4 on the running back's body out there, but it'll be third down coming up from the 34-yard line. Eastmont jumped in the neutral zone, and I think offside's going to be whistled against the defense. A little bit too eager that time for the Wildcats was Logan Schmutzler, and they will ding the defense, and that'll give Post Falls a free first down. Nope, won't be a first down. It'll be third down over again, but it'll be a little more manageable here from the 39-yard line. And hold on, the officials weren't ready to go. Post Falls was ready to go. That is number 9 who carried that ball last time for Post Falls. Okay. So it was Burton, so Devin Burton. For him. Yeah, they're kind of a three-headed monster back there running the football tonight. Umpire wasn't quite far enough away from the line of scrimmage when they spotted the ball after the penalty. 4-man defensive front for Eastmont here on a third down, about 3 yards to go for the Trojans, and guess what? Eastmont jumped off sides again. And yeah, that will be on Ricardo. By the way, I talked to him here a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him, I said, hey, everybody calls you Ricky. Coaches call you Ricky. I've seen it in the...
they're calling this as on the offense. Okay.
Maybe a little aggressive with the head bob by the quarterback.
Right.
So only illegal motion charge, so a 5-yard penalty administered against both teams. So... But I asked him, I said, okay, well, what do you prefer? He goes, everybody calls me Ricky. I said, no, what do you prefer? It's your name. And I think he was channeling his mom and said, well, Ricardo.
And yet they have him Ricky in the...
Yep, he's in the program. He's Ricky.
We're saying Ricardo because we're not going to get his mom mad at
Well, and I'm not going to get Ricardo mad at me either because he's a big fella.
Absolutely.
So it'll be third down over again, back from the 34
Blitz.
after they changed the penalties here. Throw out
Oh,
flat.
man.
Could have been another pick six on the season for Jacoby Mercado. He had the pick earlier in the. Well, no, he didn't have the pick. Who was it that had the? It was Escalera that had the pick earlier. But,
wow, what a chance right there.
Golden opportunity for a possible pick six, and I think he was thinking about the end zone before completing the collection of the ball.
Because, Eric, it's looking like a game that's not going to have a lot of points possibly, so that anything is going to make a big difference.
Absolutely. So fourth down punting situation, it would seem, anyway, here for Post Falls, as they'll bring the punting unit out, and high kick. Well, he had some pressure there. It's going to bounce short, and then take an Eastmont bounce all the way back to the 34-yard line. So it turns out to be, oh my gosh, a 0-yard punt.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, 0 yards.
Wow.
And it wasn't blocked, although he did have to change his angle, I think, because the pressure was coming at him.
Right.
So first down for Eastmont from the Post Falls 34. Let's see if the Wildcats can get the first point to the ball game with 10:45 to go here in his second quarter.
One pass attempt so far for the Wildcats.
Peyton Zielinski will turn, hand it off to the man that's running around the left side, Bodie Yale, and he has stood up and dropped. Boy, there's just not a lot of room around the sides. Maybe you think maybe just trying to gash it off tackle rather than trying to do the sweeps.
Because the speed just isn't there to get around those corners. It really isn't. Like I said, like we've seen in the past from Eastmont.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10 for the Wildcats as they're still trying to get their offense on track here in game two. This is now 6 quarters of offense just not quite finding their footing yet here for the Wildcats. So second down and 10 from the 34, ball left hash mark for Zielinski. Peyton takes a handoff, and then they fumble the ball, and it's covered by Post Falls, and the Trojans are going to have it at the 43-yard line.
Boy, such a golden opportunity with the ball at the 34-yard line.
Recovery by the Trojans again at the 43, so they'll have it there. Golden opportunity for Eastmont goes awry.
Like I said, these opportunities may be few and far between tonight.
3-yard line, where to be first and
9:59 to go here in the first half. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Give them a call at 509-662-6842. So the iron is hot. Can somebody strike? Handoff, dive play, up the middle. Not much happened. Maybe a yard gained on the play as Kalunga will put his big arms around the waist of Devin Burton and hold him to a yard gain on the play. Maybe 2 yards.
on the tackle for the Wildcats, Ricky Kalunga.
And again, he got pressure in the backfield, and he's not going to get it back to the line of scrimmage this time around as Eastmont got through every possible hole they could find. Leading the charge was Juan Orozco.
There's that hurry up again, Eric.
Third down from the 44 after the yard loss. It'll be third down and about 8 yards to go here as McEwen looks right, throws right. The ball is hit, I think, at the line of scrimmage.
I think Kalunga did get just a little bit of that. You're right, Eric.
You know, and that's so amazing for a guy who's only 5'8" to be able to get a hand up there and redirect the ball from a very tall quarterback, McEwen, at 6 foot.
Talking about a player with a lot of experience. He's been playing since he was a sophomore, starting his defensive tackle.
Oh, he got in as a freshman.
Yeah, I think he did.
Times,
yeah, right.
As Eastmont made a run in the playoffs for 4 consecutive seasons of his career. Well, he's hoping that number 4 is coming up this year. High snap to the punter. A line drive kick this time will go more than 0 yards as it will bounce out of bounds at about the 26-yard line, and that's where Eastmont will have it.
Boy, not much offense to talk about tonight, Eric. The stats at halftime, if it keeps like this, are going to be about as easy as it gets. One pass attempt for Zielinski so far in this game.
9:09 to go for the Wildcats as they'll have it first down. Let's see where they put the ball at the 26. So
So Eastmont football, our broadcast brought to you also in part by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their #1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pick up and drop off available too. Stop by their website, globalcarcare.net. So let's see what Peyton Zielinski can dial up here, as the running game has just not been fortuitous here for Eastmont so far. Handoff is to Perez, picks his way across, and that's the biggest gain of the night here for Eastmont as it gets all the way out to the 33-yard line, gain of 7 yards.
On the carry for the Wildcats, Rafa Perez.
That matches that first carry of the game by Julian Cortez of 7 yards.
Oh, that's right.
So they both 7 yards, the biggest
Yeah,
gain.
and you know, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but he ran it up the middle. You know, trying to get to the edges against this defense.
Oh, I think you're
just
exactly
don't think
right.
that's going to work so well.
Exactly.
5-man defensive front again for the Trojans here on a second down and short for the Wildcats. Zielinski sends a man in motion, turns, hands off to Perez again. Rafa nailed at the line of scrimmage and is lucky to get back to the 33. Maybe they give him a gain to the 34-yard line as he was hit hard on that play. And defensively up front, I believe on the hit was Chauncey Stewart or Cannon McEwen. One of the two, I mean, just left some paint. They will put it out to the 34-yard line, so it'll be third down, about 2 yards to go. Need to get to the 36 for a first down, does Eastmont. Boy, and these yards are hard to come by here tonight against this very stiff defense of Post Falls. Zielinski again about 4 yards deep in the backfield, takes a snap, turn, handoff, man around, and trying to get the first down yardage, and I think maybe they finally got it. Here for the Wildcats is coming around from his left wingback position to get the first down was Julian Cortez, and they'll get a new set of downs.
Eastmont crosses the 35-yard line.
That's big. It's just big for their confidence.
That's good for Eastmont.
Well, that's what Abe Garcia was telling me this week, and what Coach Jay Foster was telling me too, is that, man, they just got to be a little more aggressive on the offensive line. They were going up and kind of patty caking people rather than using those big legs they have and driving people forward. First down and 10 from the 37, ball on the right hash mark, and nothing happening this time for the tailback as he got the handoff. Perez had nothing but white jerseys staring at him, and he'll lose a yard back, or a couple of yards back to the 35.
Christopher Click with the Trojan tackle.
I'm telling you what, Grant, a man to reckon with. Sebastian Martin, where's number 64, 6'1", 235. He's taking on double teams up front and just eating them up.
Keep your eye on him. Right tackle, defensive tackle.
Yep. So here we go, second down and behind the sticks, 2nd and 12 for Eastmont. Handoff, it's Bodie Yale trying to find his way, picking ahead, maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage after the first down gain. It'll be third down and long coming up for Eastmont from the 37.
Bodie Yale, the ball carrier.
But better idea that time to cut it up, Grant, than trying to keep going and going and going and run out of room on the far sideline.
I
think they're finding out, get some speedy linebackers in this Trojan team, so you can't really get to the outside.
Definitely so, and we're talking about the man who's got number 31 on his back, Alexander Dean, who is the linebacker on the right side defensively. So here goes Zielinski, looking at a ferocious defense again on a third down and long here for Eastmont. They're calling it 9 yards to go. Turn. He handed it off to Perez, and Perez almost broke it.
I think he's going to be about a half yard short.
Just short of the first down, but boy, that was a quick gainer, and again, simple dive play.
Right, I like the way Perez is running now. He's kind of hitting his stride. He runs a 4, 7, and 9.
So that was, what, 8 yards on that one. So second or fourth down and 1 coming up for the Wildcats. Decision time, scoreless game so far. You're trying to get some momentum offensively. Why not? Your defense is playing pretty well.
Yeah, you are.
And Post Falls has not had any success through the air so far. So here we go, 4th and 1. Now you got to watch the hard count here by the quarterback and try to draw the defense offline. They're going to turn and actually hand off right side and racing to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. He fumbled the football. Let's see what they're going to call it here. I think they're going to put him out at about the 1 foot line, as that was Bodie Yale on.
I think that was a touchdown all the way. I really do, Eric.
By the way, the quarterback lined up there was Dax Dixon, who was kind of the punt slash quarterback.
That's right.
And then Peyton Zielinski was in motion, and they are going to say a
No,
touchdown.
they're calling it a touchback.
Oh, they're going to say he fumbled it.
They sure are.
But I don't think he fumbled it until he hit the ground.
I don't either. That's really not a good call.
Yeah, boy, that's a tough one for Eastmont. Holy cow. They're calling it
Post Falls celebrating now.
They're calling it a touchback. Oh, my. Oh, my. I didn't see if that ball came out before he hit the end zone. It looked to me, anyway, from when I was calling it as he reached for the end zone, that the ball came out when he hit the end zone, not before he got to the end zone.
That is not a good call. I'm sorry. It just isn't.
Oh, gosh.
That 52-yard run by Yale, too. What a run.
So it will be the football, and now coaching staff having to talk Bodie Yale up and say, hey, that's Jay Foster right now with his arms around Bodie Yale's neck saying, hey, just hang on. It's all right. You know, we're going to get another chance for you, and you're going to get a chance to get another big run.
And what a well-designed play. He didn't get touched till about the 3-yard line.
So how long was that run before
52 yards.
52 yards. And then he gives it up on the fumbles and into the end zone, so a touchback. So first down and 10 from the 20. And again, momentum turn here for Post Falls. They'll throw down over the middle. Ball behind the intended receiver, looking for his big tight end. And it looked like he had a little gap there. Did Kendall Sage,
he did.
But he threw it behind him. Second down and 10.
1 of 10 for 5 yards now for McEwen.
Just under 5 minutes to go here in this first half of play. Clock stops on the incomplete pass.
Ball remains at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 10, Post Falls.
My goodness. So turnovers were an issue last week against Bonnie Lake, and now they're showing their head again here for Eastmont tonight.
Big as they get right there.
So second down and 10. McEwen taking his own sweet time back there, making sure everybody's on the same page. He's got twins to the left. Running back goes out of the backfield. Now a safety blitz, and the throw down the field is caught.
Got it.
What an amazing catch by Jimerson. Inside the 45 down to about the 42-yard line.
39 yards.
Well, sudden change, and then you try to take advantage of the momentum swing, and boy, does Post Falls do it there on only their second completion of the night. Right. Handoff dive play up the middle, and right there is the Eastmont defense again. That was Burton, I believe, on the carry. It was Burton. And Eastmont defensively, the line shoots the gap and comes up with another stop. Juan Orozco on the stop here for Eastmont. Second down coming up from the 42 of the Wildcats. Back to pass again. McEwen looking right, throwing right, looking down the sideline. And again, Jimerson goes up.
He got it.
And he got the ball again. Or does Eastmont come up with it, or is it incomplete? They are going to say that's a complete pass down to the 10-yard line. The Wildcat defender down there was saying, no, that ball came up in my hands and then hit the dirt. But the officials say it's a catch.
31 yards on that pass play.
11-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, Eastmont's got to gather themselves defensively here. Again, McEwen turn, handoff, and there is a tidal wave of red jerseys. I'd call that a red tide.
I would too.
Loss on the play for the running back there, as he's having to check to make sure all of his equipment's in the right spot. As that was Brandon Felix on the carry right there, and he'll be a little hesitant, I think, next time they try to hand him the football. A loss of 4, handoff to Felix again. Well, he got good yardage this time, inside the 10, down to about the 5 before he spun back. So the ball is at the 5-yard line. And it looks like it's to goal to go here. So third down, they go quickly again. Handoff to Felix, and he's into the end zone for our first score of the game, and it comes with 3:16 to go here in the first half.
Well, you could see Post Falls got into a rhythm, and once they got into that rhythm, things were working for them. The offensive line playing well, and the run game and the pass game were going well for Post Falls.
Yeah, a couple of big plays to Jimerson. He's 6'3", 175 pounds. He's got the height advantage, and they just kept trying to go his way and finally connected on 2 in a row. Now the extra point attempt on the way here for Post Falls is up, and it is through. We'll take a 60-second break and come back with 3:12 to go here in the first half. Post Falls on top of Eastmont 7-0. You're watching Wildcat football on the NCWLIFE Channel.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Allergens. You can't see them, but they live in your carpet and your air ducts. Call the experts at Clean Air Connection for a clean, healthy living environment. Experience, education, and the right equipment equals the best cleaning job possible. Call Clean Air Connection today. Pet dander, allergens, dust, and pollen? Trust your home's carpet and duct cleaning to the experienced experts at Clean Connection. This locally owned family business educates their staff and uses only the best equipment. Call Clean Air Connection today.
Well, the touchdown drive, 7 plays, 80 yards, couple of big gulps with the pass plays to Jimerson, and the 5-yard touchdown run by Felix. And the extra point good makes it a 7-0 Post Falls lead. The ensuing kickoff will come down to the up man. Eastmont will try to return it for across the 30, and it got away.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that was interesting. Coming up with the football for the Wildcats was Austin Zielinski. Couple of Zelinskis out there.
Only a freshman, too.
So it'll be Eastmont football with 3 minutes and 3 seconds. No need to panic. Eastmont has had some positive things going. They just kind of shot themselves in the foot here so far, as they'll have it at their own 37-yard line, and they do have all 3 timeouts. But they haven't shown the big play potential other than that Bodie Yale long run, 52 yards before he fumbled it, going into the end zone, according to the officials. Zielinski turn. No, it's Dixon at quarterback. Dixon hands it off and then trying to squirrel around at his own shadow with the ball was Austin Zielinski. So backups all around here trying to find something to get the offense going. It'll be 2nd down coming up and gain of a yard, 2nd down to 9. So we said that Dixon was in there at quarterback when they handed off to Bodie Yale. Now it looks like they'll rotate in again, or will they? No, it will be Dixon at quarterback, and then Peyton Zielinski will line up as the slot back to the left.
Interesting.
Remember, we saw this here several years ago with a quarterback that they changed positions about halfway through a game on the road in Spokane. Can't remember off the top of my head who that was at this point in time, but Eastmont decided to move somebody in who was just not necessarily your clear-cut quarterback, but just athletic as all get out, and it helped things offensively.
Then you kind of go into just Wildcat mode in a way.
Right. So the gain on that running play was up to the 41, so gain of about 3 yards on that one brings up 3rd down. Somewhat manageable. The clock continues to run here for Eastmont with 1:46 to go in this first half. Again, Dixon in at quarterback. He'll take the high snap, look to run it himself, and he has nowhere to go, nothing but white jerseys all around him as they corral him for a loss on the play, and that'll be a timeout taken here, I believe, by Post Falls. It would be a smart one if they did.
Loss of 3 on that play.
And they'll put it back at the 38-yard line, just about where this scrimmage started. And I didn't see a signal for whom called the timeout. I imagine it was Post Falls.
I would think so.
So that would leave the Trojans with 1. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Apple Valley Honda. Test drive a new Honda today at Apple Valley Honda in East Wenatchee. Apple Valley Honda is committed to preserving the environment not only with fuel-efficient vehicles but also other eco-friendly actions and alternatives. Also by Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. Call Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate for all your real estate needs in Central Washington at 509-888-8887. Along with Grant Olson, Eric Granstrom with you here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Is Eastmont struggling a little bit here offensively in this first half, has gone from their starting QB to the quarterback to the backup QB, who now will be the punter on this 4th down situation. And it looks like they've also changed as Post Falls to put Caleb Jimerson back there as the return man this time. Well, we've seen kind of some sketchy things happening on the return game for Post Falls in this one so far. So
yeah.
Dixon gets everybody adjusted in front of him. High snap. He'll punt it away. Low line drive, end over end. Will take an Eastmont bounce and then bounce sideways and be down at about the 33-yard line. But that's where Post Falls will have it with a minute 19 to go here in the first half. They've got one timeout and a long way to go, but they've shown that they can throw that big ball up for grabs.
Yes. 2 plays, 2 pass plays, 70 yards on that last possession.
So 1:19 to go as Post Falls gets the ball back. We've had a lot of possessions in this first half. Not a lot of yards except for the one drive by Post Falls and one run by Eastmont, basically.
No, that's been the offense, exactly.
So from the 33, here comes McEwen. He'll hand it off up the middle, and they do get to the second level this time. Does the ball carrier, and that's Devin Burton on the carry. It'll be second down from there as they'll go with a hurry-up offense, as they tend to do after a 6-yard gain on first down. Handoff again to Burton, and he'll be stuffed up this time, and no gain on the play. In fact, he'll lose yardage back to the 39.
And Smoltzler has played just one heck of a first half.
He really has. And a timeout taken here by Eastmont as the Wildcats maybe trying to preserve some time, get the ball back, and maybe try to do something offensively. Our broadcast also tonight brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control. Living healthy, local, and pest-free. You can rest assured Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet-safe material around your home or office. Call Harvest Valley Pest Control today for your free estimate at 509-423-2207. Wenatchee also with their home opener tonight. Across the river over in the Apple Bowl, they're hosting Mount Si. Very tough team, but Mount Si lost last week.
They did.
So they're off to an 0-1 start. Wenatchee certainly had their chances on the road last week down at Lake City in Coeur d'Alene. That close, but came up short. And again, turnovers, mistakes. You know, that'll cost a young team.
And another young, inexperienced team, a lot like Eastmont.
So the Wildcats, it'll be interesting to see what our yardage is. Bodie Yale has the gulp of most of the yards, I'm sure, for Eastmont before he fumbled the ball away heading into the end zone. Meanwhile, Jimerson and McEwen with the connections, a couple of long pass plays for Post Falls. That's basically the yardage here so far. As we got third down coming up after the Eastmont timeout. It'll be third down and about 5 yards to go from the 39-yard line. As McEwen looks over the defense, 4-man defensive front with the hands down for Eastmont. McEwen takes the snap, got a flag at the snap, and a handoff to Burton, and he's got enough for the first down, but we'll have to check the flag here. That was thrown right at the snap, so it's either the defense lined up offsides or the offense not lined up correctly.
Right.
We've had quite a few penalties here in the ball game as the official, our referee, Troy Hulse, will get both the side judges to come in. You got the head linesman on one side, and you got the line judge on the other side. And they're going to say, confer and say, okay, was somebody lined up offsides?
That's the way it looked, the way the flag was thrown, that somebody was lined up. 8-yard gain, by the way.
So let's see. They're going to say a motion penalty, or procedure penalty, if you will, against the offense. So that's good news for Eastmont. Number one, it stops the clock. They don't have to use the timeouts. And number two, it moves them backwards. So it'll be third down over again. Mark it back after the 5-yard penalty. That's the third penalty for 16 yards against Post Falls here tonight from the 34. So it'll be third down, 11 yards coming up instead of that 5-yarder they had moments ago. So we'll see if that changes the play call. Now a late substitution as the back will be replaced. Burton comes out, and into the contest comes Felix. He had the lone touchdown of this ball game so far. They'll fake the handoff to him. Then they do that same kind of Statue of Liberty. He sheds one tackler, gets across the 46 out to about the 47-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a first down. How about that?
13 yards on that play for Felix. That's an interesting play.
It is. It is. The quarterback behind the running back, and you can hand it forward as long as you're behind the line of scrimmage.
Right.
First down and 10. Back to pass, throwing left. The ball is overthrown and then picked off by Eastmont on the return. And his second interception of the night, Aaron Escalera. And he'll bring it up the near sideline all the way into Post Falls territory with just seconds left in this first half. Eastmont trying to sniff the end zone before the halftime break.
Do they have enough time? 23 seconds. And we haven't seen a lot of passing from Eastmont yet tonight. In fact, one pass attempt so far in this first half.
Escalera's second interception of the night, and unbelievably on the season now, that gives Eastmont 6 interceptions. Wow. Can you believe that?
No, that's unbelievable.
So first down and 10 for Eastmont. They'll put the ball at the 39-yard line, as it will be Zielinski at quarterback. Rolling to his left, nobody open, and now we got the flags coming down and the play is blown dead. And we'll see what we have here. As Eastmont tried to come out and give Post Falls a little of their own medicine, going quick.
Right.
Our referee, Troy Hulse, will come over and give us a clear indication of the signal. Eastmont's going backwards, so it is a dead ball foul procedure against Eastmont. So that'll take it out to the 44-yard line on the penalty against the Wildcats. You know, that's something that in the past when Eastmont has really struggled with is penalties.
Even under Coach Mike Dodd and those great teams.
Big Nine title runs of 2 in a row the last 2 years. They still had the penalty problems, and they've got it here tonight with, 4 penalties and 20 yards. First and 15 now. Handoff, second man through, and here comes Bodie Yale. He carried one in this play earlier for 52 yards. This one goes for a gain inside the 35 down to about the 33. So a gain of 11. Won't be enough for a first down, however.
The 33-yard line.
It'll be third down from there for the Wildcats as he stepped out of bounds, does preserve a timeout. 17.8 seconds left. Eastmont still with 2 timeouts. Splitting out wide to the left here for the Wildcats. On the far side of the field is Cooper West. West lined up east for Eastmont. Back to pass Zielinski, looking downfield, has some pressure. Now going to turn and run upfield, gets a block, and then it steps out of bounds. Good block downfield for Eastmont as he saw his quarterback scrambling, as it was J.D. Serta who helped him get a couple of more yards up the sideline. They'll put him out of bounds at the 31, stops the clock, but he's short of the first down, so fourth down coming up. And with 10.7 seconds left, they could get a first down here. And
it's hard to do. It's hard to make this work when you don't have a passing offense.
Yeah,
you can't rely on the run when you're starting with 23 seconds.
Yeah, definitely the case. Luke Gale showed that he could throw the ball.
Absolutely.
At times, the last 2 years of his career. Zielinski throwing down over the middle to nobody but a white chalk stripe at the 5-yard line. I'm not sure who he was looking for there. He just chucked it and hoped somebody would run under it.
And that's just a simple crossing pattern downfield, and it looked like both of them had a chance maybe at a ball if it was near them, but
I don't know if there was a little miscommunication by the receivers because they were both crossing where the ball came by.
They were
in the same spot. So that's going to, draw defenders
try a field goal
around
here,
them here. It should have been, wasn't that fourth down?
Now it's fourth.
Now it's fourth down. Okay. I swear that was fourth down. But they're going to try a long field goal of 48 yards, and it's short.
Eastmont's Aaron Escalera.
Oh, that's right. We had the penalty. That's right. Okay. So then we started over at first and then second and then third. Okay, that was fourth down. So a 48-yard field goal attempt. That's long by any estimation for a high school kicker.
Absolutely.
So the field goal attempt is short, and they'll put the ball at the 20. This is not like the NFL. And with just 2.6 seconds left, looks like a victory formation here. They'll go into halftime, and Post Falls will be happy to be up on the scoreboard here on the road against the Wildcats, as it is a 7-0 game. Eastmont trailing the visitors from Post Falls in this non-league contest. We will take a 2-minute break and come back and have halftime stats and much more. You're watching Wildcat football tonight here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
To name yourself after the highest peak in North America? Maybe that's audacity. But towering above is exactly what the first ever all-electric GMC Sierra EV Denali Edition 1 is built to do. With 754 horsepower and up to a GM estimated 400 miles of range, it is the Denali of EVs. The Sierra EV Denali.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months, plus save up to $1,800.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
7-0 our score at halftime as Post Falls leads Eastmont here at Wildcat Stadium, along with Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE Channel. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Plan your next tournament and event today. Call the Pro Shop to schedule your time in their full swing S4 widescreen golf simulators at 509-884-4653. That's 509-884-4653. That's a fun place, by the way, if you're planning your Christmas get-together for company parties,
really
too, by the way. Kennedy Real Estate Group also sponsoring our broadcast tonight. They're more than selling houses. They're building community. Buying or selling, call Kennedy Real Estate Group online at kennedygroup.com. That's K-E-N-A-D-Y Group. Well, the first half started with Eastmont getting the football after losing the toss. The Post Falls elected to take it to the second half, so Eastmont got the football first, and it was a 4-and-out, and that was kind of a theme for Eastmont in that first half of plays. They punted the football away as they lost ground on their first gain of the game, on their first possession of the game. Post Falls took the ball and got it into Eastmont territory, but then Escalera picked off a long pass play by McEwen, but on his return, fumbled the football right back to Post Falls. So the Trojans got the ball back, basically exactly where they had it before the interception, strangely enough. They weren't able to do anything after that, and, credit Eastmont's defense at that point in time for holding them after what could be a huge momentum swing in this football game. They put the football back, so with 4:05 to go in the first quarter, Eastmont gets it at its own 41-yard line. Decent field position. They would get it into the territory of the Trojans, but then turn it over on downs on a 4th down from the 26, as Post Falls will get the ball back on an incomplete pass. Minute 58 to go in the first half. 3 plays and out for the Trojans offensively, and we would go into the second half with Post Falls getting the football. They would take it to the 34-yard line before they'd punt the ball away. It was their own 34, and the punt hit bounced, went backwards, and ended at the 34-yard line. We've had some strange things here tonight.
I've never seen that happen
in this game. So, yeah, it was a 0-yard punt. That's going to hurt your average on the season, that's for sure. Meanwhile, it would be Eastmont getting the football back, but then just 2 plays into their drive, they fumbled the ball away as Post Falls would recover it. First half at their own 26-yard line. Got a couple of first downs. Finally some first downs. But again, the big play, a 52-yard run to Bodie Yale. He was diving to the end zone, and from our perspective, it looked like he was in the end zone before he lost the football. The officials say he lost it going into the end zone, so he lost control before he got into the end zone. So that's a touchback, goes to the other team, and that really hurt Eastmont in that first
It changed
half.
the whole momentum. Post Falls then went down and scored on their next drive.
Absolutely. Yeah. They got 2 big pass plays, and Grant will talk about the yardage here for the Post Falls Trojans in that one, but they would score on a 7-play, 80-yard drive, 2 big pass plays from McEwen to Jimerson. The touchdown run from 5 yards out by Felix, and the extra point made it a 7-0 game with a minute, with 3:03 to go in that first half of play. Eastmont would get the ball back, 3 plays and out as they tried offensively. Things were just not going very well. Escalera came up with another interception just before the end of the half. Looked like Eastmont might be able to get some of that momentum going back, but again, just stymied offensively. Ended up with a 48-yard field goal attempt, which is a really long try in high school football. It was short, and then the Post Falls Trojans were able to run out the clock at the half, and that's where we are with a score of 7-0. They're doing their halftime performance. It's not a performance here. It's an induction into the Hall of Fame here for some new members for Eastmont into their Hall of Fame. And I know Russ Waterman gave me some paperwork on that. And of course, do you think I could find it right now? Of course not. Of course not, Eric. We are going to take a break and come back, and we will get you more on that. We'll get some of the halftime stats as well. As it's Post Falls leading Eastmont 7-0. You're watching Wildcat football on the NCWLIFE Channel. Hi, I'm Eric Granstrom with the NCWLIFE Channel. We are on another fall sports season, and if you want to help us film some football, some volleyball, some girls soccer, we could certainly use your help. We'll pay you $75 for coming out and being a member of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. That's sports@ncwlife.com, and say, hey, I want to learn how to run a camera. We'll teach you, and we'll pay you right here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction is not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
And welcome back once again here to Eastmont High School. And before we get to Grant and some of the stats for this first half, let's go ahead and listen in to our public address announcer, Pat Haley, about the induction ceremony happening for some Eastmont Wildcats former athletes.
She competed in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference Championship 3 times and placed 6th in 2003 in the hammer throw and 8th in 2003 in the discus. Kim most recently has been the 3-coach sports for Eastmont, with an assistant swim coach for the last 5 years. Congratulations, Kim Livingston, class of 2001. Let's give all these inductees a big round of applause. The 2019 girls bowling team, Nick Gale from the class of 2008, Dale Conley of the class of 1959, and Kim Livingston of the class of 2001.
So there you go, the induction ceremony just completing the 2019 girls bowling team that won the state championship. Also, Nick Gale, football and wrestling in the class of 2008. Dale Conley, football, basketball, and baseball, the class of 1959. And boy, it took him a while to get through his accomplishments, huh?
Boy, I guess.
And then Kim Radke Livingston, swim and track and field back in the class of 2001. Congratulations to all of the inductees here to the class of, or to the Hall of Fame here at Eastmont High School. That is an honor for sure. Well, Grant, let's talk about the honorees for doing the most offensively. It was kind of a little skimpy in that first half for both sides.
It really was. 242 total yards for both teams in that first half.
For both.
Okay. Before I even get to the individual stats. We'll start with the Post Falls Trojans. Elliott Rise, 3 carries, 13 yards. Devin Burton, 9 carries for 15 yards. And Brandon Felix with 5 carries for 31 yards and that touchdown. Passing-wise, boy, Isaac McEwen didn't do much until late in the first half. He was one of 10 at one point, and then hit 2 passes, 1 for 39 and 1 for 31. So he ended up 3 of 13, 75 yards, and 2 interceptions in that first half. Receiving-wise, the big receiver, Caleb Jimerson, 2 receptions, 70 yards in that first half. And Cody Matthews had 1 reception for 5 yards. Rushing and passing total for Post Falls, 134 yards. For Eastmont, 0. We'll just get that out there right now. 0 yards passing. Peyton Zaliski 0 for 2 in that first half. Rushing, it was Rafa Perez, 8 carries, 26 yards. Julian Cortez had 2 carries for 10. Bodie Yale, the big rusher in that first half with that big 52-yard run, 5 carries, 67 yards. Peyton Zielinski, the quarterback, 3 carries, 4 yards. Dax Dixon, 2 carries, -1. And Austin Zielinski, 2 carries, -2 yards. So all the offense for Eastmont on the ground, a total of 108 yards in that first half.
Well, we talked about that. Bodie Yale with 4 carries last week had 94 yards and a touchdown in the win, and a lot of that came on one play, and he had that opportunity in the first half. And I loved what Jay Foster did right after that. Pulled him aside and pulled him in close and said, look, we need you. We can't lose you here. Mentally, don't worry about it. We'll get this back, and we'll give you another opportunity to sniff the end zone.
And that's what a good coach does, and boy, he sure proved that there.
Our broadcast here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Les Schwab. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety. And Les Schwab takes your safety seriously. Stop by today. Also by Sangster Motors, family-owned and operated, home of the all-new electric Hummer pickup and SUV. And by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, serving the Wenatchee Valley since 1962. Trojans are out of the locker room, warming up, getting ready for our second half. The Eastmont Wildcats emerging from the halftime locker room as well. So we'll get ready for, well, I'm sure, adjustment time for both teams. We'll see what they come up with as we get ready for the second half here on the NCWLIFE Channel, with Post Falls leading here on the road at Wildcat Stadium 7-0. Second half straight ahead after this.
Imagine a science project being done on the kitchen table. Feel the excitement on Christmas morning as the kids race down the stairs to form memories that cannot be erased. Listen for the laughter coming from the next room. Put your family in a new home to make these visions become reality with Coldwell Banker Cascade. Use the Move Meter entering 2 cities and see how a potential move scores based on the cost of living and other factors. Make your dream place a reality with Coldwell Banker Cascade today.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Welcome back once again to Eastmont's Wildcat Stadium. As the team you see on the field right now is that's dressed in red. That is the Eastmont Wildcats, and they're looking for some more offense here in the second half of action. Just had one of our camera people come up, and Cagney Fox was telling me about that long run for Bodie Yale. He says, yep, he lost it at the 1 yard line. So he confirmed, as Grant Olson joins me now here on NCWLIFE Channel, Cagney Fox just confirmed that he saw the ball come out on his camera at the 1 yard line.
He was telling me that a little bit ago. I said, are you sure?
Yeah. He had a nice close-up of it, apparently. So I'll go with the cameraman there. Hey, just a reminder, we've got more sports here next week on the NCWLIFE Channel. We'll start it off on Tuesday night with the Wenatchee Panthers, the defending volleyball state champions.
Isn't that amazing?
At home against always tough West Valley. That'll be on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And then we'll have Eisenhower at, well, I think I say Eastmont here, but I think it's Eisenhower at Wenatchee. That is next Friday, the 20th. Grant and Brandon Harley going to be back on our broadcast. And
right.
I didn't think I was going to be around, but I'm going to be around. So if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to do that sideline thing
awesome.
We did last year.
That worked out great.
It was kind of fun.
It was. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to see a different Wenatchee team this year with a different head coach and new staff.
And they talked about it when I went there during the fall run-up before the season began once again. And everybody was telling me, oh, man, there's a new energy, new feel, new coaching staff and everything. And I thought, okay, I'll wait and see about that. But even after the loss last week at Lake City, where they were close, they ended up stumbling down the stretch. But new attitude all the way around. Talking with Austin Vanderkoy, one of their seniors who's a leader on that team, he said, it's totally different. He says, we came in to watch film on Monday, and the attitude and the feel of the team is completely different than it was a year ago, because they come in after a loss and go, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, right. It's easy to get into that mindset after you lose and lose and lose.
Sure, absolutely.
So I'm really anxious to watch this team, for sure. Didn't they have a ton of kids that went out this year?
Yeah, they had over 100 that were turning out for the program in August. So, they're hoping for good things. Their depth is not where they want it to be, but
you just got to change the thinking, and that's what this coaching happens.
And it's all about mindset.
Right.
And, if there was a master of that, it was Frosty Westring. I was talking with Coach Taylor Mitchell about that, and I said, so, they had a couple of fumbles, and I said, Frosty Westring, his approach, he was the old coach at PLU that won many national championships at Pacific Lutheran, and he's written several books. He passed away here years ago, but Frosty Westring was always about, you accentuate the positive, you don't talk about the negative. So if you have fumbles, you talk about hanging on to the football. You don't talk about not fumbling the football.
It's psychological. All these sports is in general.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
Is.
So Eastmont will tee it up here and give it back. Well, we'll assume they'll give it back to Post Falls to start our second half of play. As teeing it up.
Will we see some offense here in the second half,
and that's
Eric?
the question, too. Aaron Escalera has it teed up at the 40-yard line for the Wildcats to kick it away here. And the officials waiting for all of that time for warm-up for the second half to officially run off the clock here.
as we get ready for a third quarter. And Eastmont's got to feel good despite the lack of offense. They're only down by one score.
Exactly what I was
thinking. One turnover,
thinking.
one pick six, and they're right back in this ball game. So here we go to start the second half as the ball is teed up at the 40-yard line near hash mark. Escalera's left-footed kick, a line drive, bounces off of one man. He'll field it at the 25 and then be hog-tied and thrown down here on the near sideline. Braden Jones on the coverage of that kick return by Sean Hudson. And it'll be first down for Post Falls at its own 30-yard line. Kind of a tone setter on that first tackle.
Definitely. It's been a physical game. Both defenses have played well.
Yes, they have. So Isaac McEwen, who found Jimerson, who lines up on the far side right. That'll be the connection to look for. As Jimerson at 6'3", he's taller than everybody on the defensive backfield for Eastmont. See if they do a little more pitch and catch. McEwen turns, looks that way, going to throw that way. The ball caught, but then dropped. Threw it behind him. He had to go back to his back shoulder to try to get it, and that's not a back shoulder pass you want to throw there.
He may still be running if you'd hit him in stride.
And there's been several like that here tonight where McEwen has not quite been in sync with his receiver.
He missed the tight end badly behind him in the first half, too.
Second down and 10 from the 30. Ball left hash mark. McEwen looking over to the sideline for the calls from his coach. They don't have the headsets to speak into the squawk box like they do in college and in the NFL. And turn, handoff, a dive play right side, and some yardage across the 30 out to the 33 is the ball carrier for the Trojans. Let's see who carried the ball that time.
Felix, I think.
Man. No, it was 21. They've had a three-headed monster back there. Brandon Felix. Yeah, it was Felix. So a gain of 3 yards will bring up third down and 7. Ball left hash mark. And again, they waste no time at all to get. There is no huddle.
No.
They just get right to the line of scrimmage, call it from there. McEwen looking right, throwing right. The ball is caught this time by Jimerson. Gets away from one man, gets away from two, gets away from 3, stumbles at the 45, and then trips again by another man, and then finally fought down at the 26-yard line of Eastmont. Big play for Jimerson once again. They'll put him at the 25, I believe.
42 yards.
Complete to Caleb Jimerson for Post Falls.
Yeah, 42-yard pass play. Well, that's been the recipe here for Post Falls in this ball game. Eastmont's got to find somebody who can get up there and defend the ball, throw the left side this time, and another quick gainer. This time it's to the left receiver, Jace Uslan, and Uslan is able to get a gain all the way down to the 12.
His first catch of the night.
13 yards on that one, and just easy pitch and catch right now for McEwen. Let's see if they go to a handoff this time. They turn and will. And scampering to the right side, trying to go off tackle there was Burton. He got decent yardage, maybe gain of about 5 yards. Eastmont says they came up with a football loose at the bottom of the stack. Officials don't agree with them, however. Although we have seen some late calls here. Second down coming up, and we're going to get a timeout on the field. And we've got an injured player. Eastmont's slow to get up. In fact, not getting up on the play. It looks like it might be Enrique Jacobo on the field right now for the Wildcats. So it'll be second down coming up for Post Falls. Boy, they got close to a first down there. They're going to put the ball at the 5, I think. So 7 yards actually on that gain on the dive play right side. And unfortunately, that Eastmont Wildcat player has not moved since. So we'll hold our breath and hope for good things there. Our broadcast tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you by Together for Youth, encouraging you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. Well, up to his feet is the man that I mentioned, Enrique Jacobo. And doesn't look like he's any worse for the wear here. Maybe just one of those kind of scary moments where something kind of tweaked.
Or a quick cramp, maybe. It's not hot down on the field.
Well, that's what Wenatchee suffered on the road in that loss. They had 3 main players that couldn't play the second half last week because of cramping. So it's a jumbo formation here for Post Falls. They'll hand it off to the tailback. He'll get inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line, looking at the foot placement of the official. Going to be a little close, a little short of the first down, I think. Gain of a yard on the play, on the dive play, and this time on the carry as they rotate guys around. That was Rise on the carry, and this time it's the quarterback got to keep it himself. Not much happening. He might have it up for the first down. He needed to get to about the 3, just inside the 3 for a first down. And they'll unstack it and say, what are they saying? 4th down, short.
Interesting.
So from the 3, they'll go for it on 4th down as they'll look to the far sideline. As Post Falls leads it 7-0, trying to score in their first possession of the second half. Get a 2-score advantage over Eastmont here on the Wildcat Stadium. Handoff right side and into the end zone he goes. It will be a touchdown on the 3-yard run by Elliott Rise. Second touchdown of the night. Well, they've had the big gulp plays on pass plays, but the 2 touchdowns have come on the ground here tonight.
And this was a strange possession for Post Falls. It's like the pass opened things up for the run for the Trojans on that possession.
That's no kidding.
I think they had a mindset they were going to throw the ball coming out here in the second half.
Absolutely. In to try the extra point is Braden Singleton. Snap is back, the spot down, the kick away, and it is good. We'll take a 60-second break and come back with 9:42 to go here in the third. Post Falls has opened up a 14-0 lead over Eastmont. Answer time for the Wildcats when we come back.
9 minutes and 42 seconds remaining.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him.
So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
Ensuing kickoff will be a squibber down the middle, and it will be picked up by Eastmont at the 15-yard line. 20 on the return, 25. It's Dixon on the return for the Wildcats. Gets it out to the 29-yard line. That's where Eastmont will have their first possession of the second half, finding themselves down by 2 scores here after an 8-play, 70-yard drive and a 3-yard touchdown run by Rise. Extra point makes it 14-0. As Eastmont gets the ball with 9:36 to go here in the third quarter.
I don't think it's panic time yet for Eastmont. Stick to your game plan. Try and get maybe a big play on the running game. But if you get behind any more than this, you're going to have to kind of change your mindset a little bit.
Absolutely. Let's see who's at quarterback. It is Zielinski. We did see Dixon play a little bit as the signal caller in that late second quarter. But it's Zielinski here on a first down and 10. Turn, handoff, second man through. Running around is Bodie Yale. He'll cut it back. Bodie to the 35. Still on his feet out to about the 37-yard line. Good positive gain on first down for Eastmont.
Nice tough run by Yale there.
Eastmont's Bodie Yale, the ball carrier. Leading the tackling for the Trojans, Alexander.
Say a gain of 9 yards for Yale out to the 38 of the Wildcats. Eastmont quick out of the huddle. Love to see the pace. As the Wildcats trying to get something going offensively here. They've been pretty stymied so far by a very stiff Post Falls defense. Again, Zielinski. Again, handoff to Yale. Yale trying to pick his way. He's got the first down, but a flag comes raining in. Looks like this might be a hold coming against the Wildcats, and we'll march him backwards. And that's something that Eastmont hasn't been able to recover from. Has been negative plays here so far.
And they come at the worst times, and Eastmont's just getting a little momentum there. I think it was Landon Hutzel, number 61.
Nope, they're going to wave it off.
Okay.
Wave it off. How about that? And a break for Eastmont as they'll get a first down to the 42-yard line. Or 41 is where they'll place it. So a 3-yard gain on the second carry by Yale. And, hey, if it's working, stick with it.
Absolutely.
Looks like they've changed up the package here a little bit. As Dixon will come in as a slot man to the left side. As it is the handoff to Dixon, same play, and he'll pick his way across the 45 and out to the 47-yard line. Again, positive yardage for Eastmont offensively. I'll put him down at the 46, so a gain of 5 yards. And just, hey, take what the defense gives you.
Dixon now into positive yards after -1 at halftime, but he's a good runner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're running behind J.D. Cerna over there on the right side, as well as Landon Hutzel. 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Wildcats. Peyton Zielinski at quarterback. Sends a man in motion. That's Dixon. He'll hand it to him running left. He's got blockers out in front. Puts a stiff arm out. Puts a second stiff arm out. Tumbles forward across 50-yard line into Post Falls territory. He's going to see where they mark him here. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down.
Nice tough run that time by Dixon again.
Gain of 4 yards for Dax Dixon. Out to midfield. Clock winds with 7:35 left here in this first half of play, or third quarter of play, I should say. 14-0 Post Falls on top. Eastmont trying to counter here on their first possession of the second half. Handoff again, running around the right side. It's a new ball carrier this time. He's not going to get much, but he will get the first down. More importantly, as Eastmont will get a new set of downs on the carry as they unstack them. Let's see who it was. It was 26, Julian Cortez. He's only had, what, 2 or 3 carries tonight?
Yeah, 2 carries, 10 yards at halftime.
So a gain of 3 yards on a cloud of dust. That's Jay Foster kind of football right there.
Yeah, it is.
He is a hard-nosed individual. So Zielinski has another set of downs here. First down for Eastmont at the Post Falls 47. Ball middle of the hash marks. Again, they'll turn, hand it off to the tailback, and I think, is this Perez with the carry? He'll get it inside the 45. They're going to mark him all the way down to the 43 on the push up front, but a flag down. So we'll see what this flag is. Eastmont got away with one earlier. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it twice.
Marcus Sanchez leading the tackling for the Trojans.
A lot of procedure penalties in that first half.
Yeah, and that's kind of a, every year, every officiating crew has a point of emphasis, and that could be a point of emphasis here. They're going to say a dead ball, and again, that's about the 3rd time tonight that Eastmont's had that procedure penalty, and it's about lining up incorrectly is what they're...
It's not, nobody is jumping
No,
offside.
it's not movement. It's not movement. It's a procedure penalty.
At the 48-yard line.
So not quite lining up correctly where the Wildcats there. So after the penalty, they'll have first down over again, and they'll be back on their side of midfield at the 48-yard line. So first down and 15 for Eastmont, trying to find some momentum here in this second half. Zielinski adjusts the mouthpiece. Gets the high snap, turn, handoff, and it is Dixon. Dixon got a good block at the line of point of attack. Gets it inside the 45, down to about the 43-yard line. And I'll tell you what, 2 good blocks out there. Landon Hutzel.
Oh, it was Landon
Hutzel. Abe Garcia out there helping on the play.
Both of the left side. I think Hutzel's on the right side, but boy, what a job both of those guys did.
So 9-yard carry there, and that was Dixon.
Okay.
On the carry. So it makes it a little more manageable here. 2nd down, about 6 yards to go for the Wildcats. Ball left hash mark. Turn, a handoff, and running right side, and then cutting back. Is that Cortez on the carry? Inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. And it is Julian Cortez, the 5'8", 170-pound senior. Gets some decent yardage down to the 38. So a gain of 5 yards makes it very manageable. 3rd down, less than 2.
Wildcats have some momentum now. Just can't let a penalty now ruin this and move them back.
You had to say that out loud? You had to say that out loud right there? It's all Grant's fault.
It is.
Okay, Zielinski looks over the defensive front, 5-man defensive front. They fake the handoff to the tailback, hand it to Cortez around the left side. He's got a first down and more inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Good run there for Eastmont. The Wildcats picking up the blocks up front.
And another flag down far side of the field.
Oh, boy.
10-yard gain on that carry.
And Eastmont's going backwards, so they think this is going to be against the Wildcats. If it's a holding call, it's a yes, it is, and it's a spot foul. So they'll go from the flag 10 yards back from there. So it'll be 3rd down over again and about 10 yards to go. Goodness.
6 penalties and 35 yards here in the ball game for Eastmont.
It almost seems like more than that. It really does.
Yeah, well, it just comes at such a costly time when they make a positive play and then it's DQ'd.
Yep.
So they'll put the ball back at the 47-yard line. That's the original line of scrimmage on this set of downs. So 3rd and 10. Let's see if the Wildcats can dial one up here. You know, they've tried to go to the tight end a few times here, Grant. They just haven't been able to connect. Turn, handoff, running right side is Yale. Got past one man, but then is wrestled down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down, and looks like the punting unit's going to come out for Eastmont.
Trojan tackle made by Marcus Sanchez.
Excuse me.
The ball near the 38-yard line.
This would have been maybe a 4th and 3, 4th and 2. They probably have a little different mindset right now.
4th down and 6, Eastmont.
So 4th down coming up from the 43-yard line. And it looks like it's Jimerson back to receive the punt here from Dixon. He'll stand at his own 45. Good pass from center. He'll kind of move to his right, then kick it away from the return man. Takes an Eastmont bounce, will bounce, and then hit a man and almost looked like it hit the return man.
Sure did.
And what are the officials going to call here?
They're going to call it down at the 1, it looks like.
Well, the ball was hit by one of the Wildcats, and then it looked like it hit Jimerson. So hold on. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. The discussion happening between the officials. Eastmont recovered the ball in the end zone. Let's see. It is a touchback.
To me, that's the correct call.
Yeah. So it turns out to be a 43-yard punt that goes into the end zone. So it'll be 1st down from the 20 here for the Trojans with 4:01 to go. And, boy, not a lot of time left in this game if you're Eastmont right now. Defense has got to really step up and make
They
a
do.
stop.
They cannot give up points on this possession, that's for sure.
They need one of those 3 and outs that they pocketed in that first half.
And I think we're going to see more offense through the air for Post Falls here on this possession as well. Of course, they have a 14-point lead now. It's hard to say.
Now you don't have to
No,
necessarily
you don't.
because now you risk the either turnover or Eastmont's picked them off twice already in this game, or you risk stopping the clock. And what you want to do right now if you're Post Falls, you're on the road, you're up by 2 scores, just grind it out.
And they've got the running backs to do it.
So the quarterback out there is Isaac McEwen. He says something to his offensive line and his right tight end. Turn, handoff. Here's your dive play up the middle. And Eastmont defense, I'll tell you what, they've played well tonight, especially up front. But, man, you've been on the field a long time.
Boy, I guess.
2nd down coming up. They'll go with a hurry up, which why would you go with a hurry up here when you want to run clock? But nope, they'll hand it off to the tailback again. And he's back to the line of scrimmage. And that is all. Eastmont really stuffed it up on that right defensive front. Another guy, we've called his name quite a bit, Donnie Torres here for Eastmont, helping out on the stop. No, excuse me, that's 8. So that's Logan Schmutzler.
He has played one whale of a game.
Yes, he has. So 3rd down coming up from the 22 of the Trojans. 3rd down, about 7 yards to go. Back to pass, looking right. Guess who he's looking for? Throwing downfield. The ball is in no man's land over there. Closest receiver in the vicinity was Trenton McLean.
That was really, I have to say, a questionable possession for Post Falls. I mean, that whole possession took about a minute off the clock.
Why do you go hurry up, first of all? Why do you try to throw it, second of all?
Yeah, that was really unusual.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a timeout on the field here as the officials will talk it over here. The official called to the far sideline to the Trojans side of things. Oh, there's an Eastmont player that's injured over there. Looks like turning an ankle maybe was Jacobo.
He was hurt earlier, too.
On the far side. And so, yeah, that's right. He was down for a few moments in that first half. He came off the field, looked like he was none the worse for wear, but looks like this time he's got a left leg impairment of some sort as he'll get a little assistance coming to the near sideline. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Valley Tractor. Good to have Valley Tractor involved in our broadcast here tonight. North Central Washington's trusted equipment and rental dealer. Forget this, 75 years.
Wow.
Valley Tractor. Thanks to the gang at Valley Tractor for helping us out here on the NCWLIFE Channel. So a would-be punting situation. Eastmont should get decent field position. Dax Dixon is back at his own 44 to return this. All about that pass from center. It's a good pass from center, but he dropped it. Now he punts it, and it's his line drive punt. Good job by the punter just to get that one away, for goodness sakes. Eastmont will have great field position at the Post Falls 48-yard line. Boy, that was close.
I thought it may have been tipped, but I don't think it was. That was really lucky and fortunate for Post Falls.
So they'll have it on the positive side of the 50. They've had it there a couple of times in this ball game, Grant, but just haven't been able to cash in.
They haven't. Boy, now would be a perfect time. Under 3 minutes left in the third. Get some momentum heading into that fourth quarter.
So Eastmont football trailing it by 2 touchdowns here, 14-0. Both have been on the ground for Post Falls. Not a lot of offense really for both sides in this one, as it is Zielinski again at quarterback. He'll turn, hand it off left side, spinning through one tackle, and then getting enough for nearly a first down. On the carry that time for the Wildcats was Austin Zielinski. Right. So the Z to Z connection.
9 yards for the freshman.
Well, you know, and the younger of the two, I believe, Zielinski. Yeah, he's a freshman, 5'8", 155 pounds. He's a little bit bigger than his older brother.
Isn't that something?
Second down coming up from the 40-yard line. Turn, handoff, second man through is Dixon, cuts it back. He spins and then should get enough for the first down as he stood up there. And he will have a first down, I believe, as he'll be at the 40, make that the 38-yard line. The officials have to really give an eyeball to it first.
He got it. Come on.
38-yard line.
Oh, now they move the ball back about 3 inches, and it's going to be short. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
You saw that, right?
I did.
So the official on the near sideline should have the spot. So they should bring the ball out. The way you should do it, the ball should come out to him. He should put it at his foot, and then they look at it. If they need to, they measure it. But it's third down in inches here for Eastmont. Zielinski sends a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to the tailback. And, well, he got the first down anyway. Thank you very much on the handoff to Rafa Perez.
Wildcat Rafa Perez.
Rafa says, heck with this stuff. I'll get you the first down. And he does on a 4-yard carry to the 35 of Post Falls. Tick-tock here. Less than a minute and a half left of this third quarter. Again, Zielinski about 4 yards back in a little short shotgun handoff. No, he keeps it, wants to throw it, and now throws downfield, and it is caught. Could have been intercepted, but out of bounds is the man who came up with the football. As for Post Falls, it was Elliott Rise. We've been calling his name on the offensive side. Makes a play there defensively, but out of bounds. And that was a weird-looking play.
It was, but smart by Zielinski just to get rid of it and not eat that sack, too.
So second down from the 35. Stops the clock on the incomplete with 1:10 to go here in the third quarter. Eastmont trailing by a couple of scores here. Could use a big play, a momentum play, if you will. Zielinski turns, gonna keep it on the option right, gets behind his big offensive lineman.
Mask right there, almost.
No flags down. They'll put him down at the 32-yard line. So a gain of 3.
Tackle made by Sean Hudson.
And that's one thing as a young quarterback learning the offense and taking over the position at quarterback. When you run an option offense, where the quarterback has that option of handing it or keeping it. I mean, those are a lot of reads that you have to do.
It is.
And have to learn them.
And you said it, not experienced at it.
5 defensive linemen here for Post Falls. Looks like they're going to send the house. Zielinski back, handoff, right side. Oh, my. Smothered there at the line of scrimmage was the ball carrier. And the handoff went to his brother Zielinski, and Austin is buried at the 32. No gain on the play, brings up fourth down.
It was Cannon McEwen on that shot from his linebacker position.
So discussion time for Eastmont. They're going to let the clock wind down here and have a chance to use the quarter break to talk about what they want to do on a 4th down, about 6 yards to go, coming up when we come back after the 60-second break. Again, our score after 3 is Post Falls 14, Eastmont nothing. You're watching Wildcat football on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Coldwell Banker, their people, their company are cut from a different cloth. They see, hear, sense, and feel things that other people don't. They have a unique appreciation for the thing called home. Because of this dedication, Coldwell Banker has thrived for over a century. This is why they are ranked #1 on Agent Trust. Coldwell Banker. They do real estate with higher standards and have been guiding people home since 1906.
Thank you for trusting Abby's legendary pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Abby's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious. Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, and cheddar. Yep. Everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
Well, big decision time for the Eastmont Wildcats as they face a 4th down, about 6 yards to go. The ball is at the 32 of Post Falls, trailing at 14-0, and Grant, they're going to go for it. Peyton Zielinski in the shotgun. Does he throw it? Turn. Fakes the handoff, keeps it, now has trouble, and now going to be dropped for a loss on the play all the way back to the 36-yard line. That had disaster written all over it, as it was, again, the defensive play of Elliott Rise who came through and is able to spin him down for a sack on the play.
Well, Eric, as usual, you were right during our commercial break. We were talking. You said, I think I might punt it right here, pin him back. You got a whole quarter to go. They haven't really had a lot of 6-yard gains in this entire ball game.
And now they have really decent field position at their own 35-yard line.
Right.
So the clock stops with 11:50 to go here in the 4th quarter. And a handoff left side. Look out across the 40 out to the 42 on a quick gallop. The carry was by Brandon Felix, and he has shown a little shot of life here occasionally for Post Falls tonight.
7 carries, 40 yards for Felix.
7 yards on that one. So 2nd down and 3. That opens up the playbook. Watch for him to go to Jimerson, and Eastmont's going to have to take a timeout. They couldn't get their defensive alignment correct, as coming over to the near sideline was Braden Jones late to cover Jimerson, so they'll have to take a timeout. Again, we'll have more sports coming up next week on Tuesday. West Valley and Wenatchee volleyball at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. And then Friday night, Eisenhower at Wenatchee football. Grant, Brandon Harley, and yours truly on the call. 6:30 with our pregame next Friday from Lee Bofto Field to the Apple Bowl. And then on Saturday, we've got the gang back together. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Weisen. We drug him out of retirement to help us with some girls soccer. Eastmont hosting Sunnyside a week from tomorrow here on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station.
The dynamic duo.
That's right.
Matt and Sebastian.
Well, Matt was in for an interview with Dan Kuntz about something totally unrelated. And we cornered him and said, you know, what are you doing these days? You're an empty nester. You got nothing to do. Why not come call some soccer? So we coaxed him into it. So 2nd down and short coming up for Post Falls after the timeout by Eastmont. That leaves them with just 2 for the rest of the half. And a handoff left side across the 45 out to about the 46. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down on the dive play. Again, the carry was by Brandon Felix.
He gets a good head of steam when he hits that line of scrimmage.
He does. He does. Out to the 46. Again, Post Falls quickly out of the huddle. Eastmont wasn't ready for it as the ball came loose, and the officials are calling timeout here. Usually there's a change of possession if they're going to call a timeout.
So Post Falls, here we are, this hurry up. They snapped that ball with 28 seconds left on the play clock with a 14-point lead.
Well,
I guess if that's your offense, you just keep doing it.
If that's what you do and you play with pace, that's what you're trying to accomplish.
And you're still playing to win. You're not playing to lose that way.
2nd down and 9. Yeah, how many times we've seen the prevent giving the ball away. Throwing right, the ball is intercepted, and Eastmont coming back the other way with the interception for the Wildcats. It's Jacoby Mercado And he will take it all the way down to the Post Falls 20-yard line, and there's a sudden change.
There is the break the Wildcats needed as Isaac McEwen just threw his 3rd interception of this game. Can Eastmont take advantage now? That's the question.
So they'll have it at the 20-yard line, first down and 10. There's 10:37 left in the game, so a lot of time here. Eastmont doesn't need to panic, just move the football. The quarterback will be Dixon this time in the shotgun by himself. Empty backfield. He's got and that's a totally busted play, and a flag comes down, and they're lucky they didn't turn the ball over on a fumble there because both wingbacks came in motion towards each other and then collided as Dixon tried to hand the ball to one of the two, and we're going to get a 5-yard penalty against Eastmont.
That was the easiest call of the night for the officials.
Yeah. So that unofficially is the 7th penalty for 40 yards against Eastmont. And when you talk about how tough it's been to get offensive yardage tonight, 40 yards of penalties kills you.
Oh, it does.
So it'll be first down over again from the 25. You get a sudden shift. How many times we've seen that tonight where Eastmont will get a positive play and then it's followed by a negative play with a penalty?
Been that way the whole game.
So now it will be Dixon again as the quarterback. He doesn't have a running back behind him like you normally see. They'll send a man in motion. That's Zielinski. He'll hand it to the second man through as the right wing back. He'll get the 5 yards back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it on the carry for Eastmont.
Eastmont's Bodie Yale, the ball carrier.
I say that was Yale on the carry.
Tackle made by Alexander Dean for the Trojans.
So second down from the 20 after the 5-yard gain.
87 yards now for Yale rushing in the game.
Yeah, 52 of them on one play.
Right.
So Yale will, line up as the slot back or the wing back to the right, if you will. Again, Dixon by himself in the backfield. The former quarterback Zielinski is lined up as the wing back to the left. Man in motion, and Dixon wants to keep it under his left hand. Will be ridden down from behind all the way down to about the 11-yard line. Going to be close to a first down. Going to be probably 3rd down and 1 coming up.
You would think Post Falls with Dixon in there. He hasn't attempted a pass yet.
No.
Key on the run. It's basically a Wildcat offense at this point.
8 yards on the carry for Dixon. Was that his first carry of the game, or did he have one as a running back before? I think he had a few as a wing back.
Yeah, only 2 carries in the first half.
Okay.
Now he's had 5 here in the second.
Righty. So Dixon stays in there at quarterback here. Zielinski is the wing back left. And Yale, the wing back to the right. They got a tight end in there as well. Zielinski goes in motion. And Dixon keeps it. He's looking for the end zone. He's inside the 5 and then finally stood up. And Eastmont trying to push him into the end zone. Will they get him in there? The officials are looking. Touchdown, Eastmont! Touchdown, Wildcats! Wow. Kind of a little tush push towards the end there. And he gets in the end zone.
Right ahead for a Wildcat touchdown with an assist by the rest of the offensive line to push the ball over the goal.
12-yard run for Dixon. Now the extra points could shave the game in half here. Dixon,
just what they needed.
Dixon came to the near sideline. He forgot, oh, yeah, I'm the holder on the extra point. Again, the kicker for the extra points in the kicking game is Jose Valencia. He's out there. Snap is down. Spot away. The kick away. And it is good. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. New ball game with 8:39 to go in the 4th quarter. Eastmont finally strikes the end zone. It's 14-7. Post Falls on top. We're back after this.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it or we'll replace it. No questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires because more warranty means less worry. And nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Well, the drive after the interception by Mercado took just 4 plays, 25 yards after the penalty, 2 minutes off the clock, and a touchdown run by Dixon. Extra point makes it a 14-7 contest. So, Grant Olson, brand new game here tonight.
It really is, and momentum needs to seize on this momentum now. Get a good stop here and put another possession together.
8:39 on the clock left here in regulation. As Eastmont got its 3rd interception of the night by McEwen. And now the ensuing kickoff here for the Wildcats. As Escalera has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Or is it Escalera?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It was Cortez. The kickoff will almost go out of bounds. The man returning it is collected at the 18 and then spun down there. Great coverage for Eastmont. Coming up with the play defensively was Jacoby Mercado. Tell you what, he's been all over the place tonight.
He really has, and I think if Felix would have let that go, it may have gone out of bounds right there.
Of course, that's one of those where it may have, but then again, the way the ball bounces sometimes, maybe it doesn't, and that's a kickoff, and that could be recovered by the kick team.
That's a good point.
So first down at they'll put him at the 19 with 8:34 to go here in the ball game. 14-7. Eastmont defense needs an answer. Here's a keeper up the middle by McEwen. Have we seen that tonight?
I don't think we've seen it tonight, no.
They'll get her across the 25 out to the 26-yard line, gain of about 7 yards. That was a good call there by the coaching staff for Post Falls.
Yeah, it's his first carry of the night.
So they'll put it at the 26, so a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd down and 3 here for the Trojans. He'll throw out to the left, the ball thrown high. Defense converges, and they will swarm under the receiver here near sideline. That was Trenton McLean, number 8 on the reception. Will they even get a gain on the play?
I think a yard.
He'll put the ball at the 27, so yeah, just a gain of a yard.
First reception for McLean tonight.
3rd down and 2 coming up for Post Falls. Eastmont trying to get the defensive stop once again here as they show blitz from the free safety. Will he come? McEwen sends a man in motion. That's Jimerson. He's been a hot target here tonight. Jimerson all the way through the motion. Now we'll go trips left here as there's 7:65 on the play clock. And now he'll send another man in motion out to the left, and then he'll just keep it on a dive play. But the flag flies at the snap, so I think this is coming back against Post Falls as they had a lot of alignment issues before that ball was snapped.
I think when they saw that possible safety blitz, they might have changed the play, which kind of messed up everybody's cadence on that.
Quarterback keeper Isaac McEwen for Trojans.
Another procedure.
So 5 yards against Post Falls. That's only their 4th penalty of the game now for 20 yards unofficially. Because Lord knows everything I do is unofficial. So after the penalty, it'll be back to the 22-yard line. 3rd down and long from there. Call it 3rd and 7 coming up. 3rd and 8, according to our stats on the screen. Now Jimerson will split out wide to the near side to the right. He's picked up over there by Eastmont's Braden Jones. As again, McEwen making sure everybody's on the same page here. And now he needs to line up behind the center. For a minute, he tried to line up behind the guard. Here comes a blitz up the middle. McEwen flushes out of the pocket. He throws deep downfield. The ball's intercepted again by Eastmont. A.J. Sands, I believe, with the interception. Let's see. Yeah, number 17 for Eastmont, A.J. Sands. And now a flag comes down. Was he beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball? I think that's what the conversation is right now. I don't think, was it a late hit?
I saw the lineman for Post Falls pointing towards Eastmont, but that doesn't mean anything.
Oh, they moved the ball, dead ball, personal foul against Eastmont. Was it post the possession change, however? They're saying post the possession change, so Eastmont football, they'll just mark it back 15 yards from where they got the ball. It remains in Eastmont's hands on the 4th interception of the night.
Boy, isn't that something? McEwen, he looks like he's got he's a good quarterback. He can throw the ball, but boy, he just gets away from him a little bit.
How about that? A.J. Sands gets in the mix here with an interception. So Eastmont football, lots of time on the clock, 6:46 to go. Remember, they have used a timeout. That penalty, by the way, the 8th of the night now for 55 yards against Eastmont. That hurts. And they'll put the ball at the Eastmont 33. The Wildcats have not shown that they have the long possession capability here.
What an opportunity.
Game so far, but let's see what they do here on a 1st down and 10 from their own 33-yard line after the interception. Again, Dixon stays in at quarterback. He'll turn, he'll keep it himself, kind of stumbling forward. He almost dropped the ball, looked like, as he gets it out across the 35 to the 36-yard line, gain of 3 yards.
That did look like he bobbled it a little bit towards the end.
Interesting part here is Zielinski, who's the quarterback, he has the wristband on that has the plays. So he gets the play, he'll come to the huddle, call the play, and then line up as the wingback.
Very unusual.
So Dixon, just the man who is receiving the pass from center at quarterback. And Zielinski will line up as the wingback to the right here to the short side of the field on a 2nd down and about 7 yards to go. Zielinski in motion. They will hand it to him running left side, and he'll just give himself up at the 35-yard line. I don't think he wanted to take that brunt, a loss of a yard on the play.
Nothing fancy about this. Post Falls knows Eastmont's going to run it. Eastmont knows they're going to run it. Now it's just stop us.
Yeah. It's kind of like what I'm expecting from the Seahawks game in New England on Sunday. I think it's going to be a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. It's whose defense is better and who's going to get the break.
I agree with you.
Eastmont has 4 interceptions in this game to give them 8 on the season.
Unbelievable.
That is incredible in a 2-game stretch for sure. So here we go. Dixon on a 3rd down and long. Call it 8 yards to go from the left hash mark. Sends a man in motion, turn, handoff. It's a dive play up the middle, and getting room is Perez across the 45 out to the 49-yard line, and going to be a 1st down for Eastmont.
14 yards on that carry by Perez. Only his 2nd carry this half, but boy, he made it count there.
And running with a purpose.
He was.
Picking him up and putting him down. Rafa Perez, the 675-pound bowling ball, rolls his way out to near midfield.
And one thing about running every player, it makes the defense tired. They are getting a little bit winded out there.
You got the big fellas up front that don't like those guys leaning on them on every single play. So here we go, 1st down and 10 from near midfield for Eastmont, trailing it by a touchdown. And is that Zielinski back in a quarterback? It is. Zielinski will get the snap. He'll hand it off to Bodie Yale. Bodie cuts back, spun forward all the way to the 45-yard line. Assist from the tackler that time for Post Falls. I think the tackle was made by Sebastian Martin.
Gave him about another 1.5 yards there.
Yeah, thanks for the help. So 6 yards on that gain. Brings up 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. And they have not had the success in the few times they've thrown it here tonight. And why put the ball at risk? Just continue to try to grind it out on the ground. But again, tick-tock, tick-tock. Now just over 4 minutes to go. Zielinski back at quarterback. Dixon is the slot man or the wing man to the right. Motion man, turn, handoff, Perez again, and he's caught from behind. He will get inside the 45 to the 44, but a good diving play and hanging on for dear life was Christopher Click. The 6'1", 252-pound defensive lineman hung on for dear life and kept him to 1 yard on the play.
Boys, we get up to 3.5 minutes or down to 3.5. Don't you get the feeling this is the drive for Eastmont?
No, this has to be it. This has to be it. This is 4-down territory. This is the game.
Absolutely.
3.5 to go here in the contest in regulation. Dixon will come in at quarterback now. As the offensive line was a little confused, Hutzel comes back and asks for the play again. And you don't want a mistake here on a 3rd down, about 4 yards to go. Dixon, man in motion. They'll turn, hand it off to the 2nd man, and nothing happening there. As defensively coming up again, Cannon McEwen, 6', 210-pound senior linebacker, stuffs it on the play. No gain. It'll be 4th down for the Wildcats. And again, I don't think everybody was on the same page with the play, what the call was.
No, I don't either.
Because the offensive line just didn't get the clean blocks there. And that play also on a fake of the handoff, and then you hand it off to the second guy, takes time, and that allows the defense to get even further into the backfield.
And they've seen it all night.
Yeah, absolutely. Zielinski back at quarterback here on a 4th down play for Eastmont. Could be the game right here, folks, as they trail at 14-7. Turn, handoff, second man through, and nothing happening here as he is dropped for a loss on the play. On the carry, it was Julian Cortez. It was not to be, as again, the Post Falls defense rises to the occasion and makes the stop.
Well, you know, Eric, it's kind of like how many times can you go to the well?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they've gone there a lot tonight.
And that is, I think, the 4th time Eastmont's turned the ball over on downs here in this ball game. So it'll be first down for Post Falls. All they got to do now is just run the clock out. Eastmont still has 2 timeouts left with 2:19 to go. And the Wildcats don't like this feeling. Last time they were on this surface playing football, they lost in the first round of the playoffs to Richland here at home. Now they're in danger of losing 2 in a row here at Wildcat Stadium. Handoff left side and stood up after a gain of maybe a yard or 2 is the running back. And Rise, the carry again, was it Rise or was it Felix? Number 9 on the carry for Post Falls. That is Burton. Nope, it was number 4. Sorry, Grant. It was Elliott Rise. You were correct. And a timeout taken by the Wildcats here.
Getting down to it, my friend.
Well, and you've only got 1 timeout left, so even if you make a stand here, you're going to get the ball back after a punt with about 30 seconds left. And I'm sorry,
no
they haven't
strike ability.
They haven't shown that they can throw the football, so you got to depend on. Well, the one time in that first half, on a rollout by Zielinski, he had Bodie Yale, and he had his tight end Ryland Walt wide open behind the defense. Now, of course, they're going to play deeper than the deepest here, I imagine, for the rest of the game.
Right.
So I don't think that would happen because they bit on the play fake. But he did have one play in that first half where he had 2 guys wide open.
And Walt, what, 6'3", 6'4", good target out there.
Well, Bodie Yale's no slouch. He's 6 foot, 192 pounds. So here we go, Post Falls with a football after the timeout. Eastmont now with 1 timeout left here for the game. Turn, handoff, second man through, and it is...
There's Burton, I think, that time.
I think that was Rise again,
number
number
4. 4 and 9 are
I know, they look so much alike. And their stature is very similar as well. You got Burton that's 5'9", and you got Rise who's 6 foot. Well, I guess he's a little taller. 3rd down coming up as they got the ball out to midfield. So it'll be 3rd down and 5, and game time. After the timeout, 2:03 left here in the ball game. Got to make this stop. And then I imagine that Post Falls, they're not going to throw the football here.
I wouldn't think so. And risk an interception.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you, watch out for that Statue of Liberty play. They've run it a couple of times with great success.
That would be a great call right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Where the quarterback goes behind the running back, and then he wraps around the ball and hands it to him, and he runs the opposite way of where everybody's going. So watch that here on a 3rd down and 5 here for Post Falls. Kind of a jumbo formation, turn, handoff, dive play right side. Nothing happening again. Eastmont doing a really good job defensively on the line here all night long. Jacoby Mercado on the stop there for the Wildcats, and that'll bring up 4th down. And you'd think a punting situation here for Post Falls. You wouldn't give up the football in midfield, for God's sakes. So I would just the clock continues to run with 1:40. So again, Eastmont will get the ball with around a minute left.
They're not punting.
They're going to go for it. And Eastmont jumped off sides. And Eastmont just gave the football game away on another penalty here tonight. Oh, my.
Linebacker Joel Manning, number 42.
Oh, my. The one thing you can't do is get offsides. And the one thing they do is jump off sides.
1.5 minutes left.
9th penalty of the night unofficially and 60 yards. The officials are not motioning for a first down here. They're gonna bring in the chains. Yep.
Well, it's a good point of the game to be sure.
No, absolutely. By the sticks anyway, if the lines are straight here at the football field, the stick is just inside that 45-yard marker. and the ball is just tip of the ball is right at about the outside part of the 45-yard marker. So if the chains are right and the paint on the field is right, they're going to be about 3 inches short here.
Right.
Okay.
Is that your prediction?
That's my prediction. We'll see how it goes. So they stretch the chains.
Got it. Nope.
And he is... Oops. Camera shook a little bit. No, he's short. He's short.
Boy, you were right on, Eric. Maybe 5 inches instead of 3.
Well, depends on if it's my wife measuring or me measuring. Oh, sorry about that, honey.
But the problem is it's still 4th down for Post Falls.
Now the penalty stops the clock. Do they restart the clock? That's the adjudication I'm not sure about. Do they restart the clock at the spot of the ball? I think they might after they get everything set up here because it was against the defense.
Right.
Yep, they restart the clock. So that chews even more time off the clock here for Eastmont. If I'm Post Falls, I'm just a simple dive play. You only need 3 inches, for God's sakes. They're still in the shotgun. Oh, man. And now a flag. We got movement on the offense. Yep. How about that? Wow. Well, it's early in the season for both teams.
Holy cow.
5 penalties, 25 yards unofficially for Post Falls here.
Sure, Coach Bennett is like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. 9 penalties and 60 yards for Eastmont. So now Coach Jay Foster is asking the officials, since that's on the offense, that stops the clock, right? And so, yes, it does. So the clock will not run until the snap of the ball. So here comes Post Falls punting unit out.
Well, that's the call right now for them.
And do they have Bodie Yale? No, it's Dixon back to return. So what you're hoping for here is maybe a block, or you set up the return and hope for a miracle. Minute 10 left in the game, trailing at 14-7. Post Falls will punt it back to Eastmont. They will have a chance. High snap. Punt away, high end-over-end kick. Will chase Bennett back all the way to his own goal line, and he'll let it go. Last second, decided not to field it. Good choice. It goes in the end zone for the touchback.
What a kick, too. His best kick of the night, just when they needed it.
Yep, absolutely. So Eastmont with the ball, 80 yards from pay dirt, and a minute 2 left on the clock with no timeouts. Do they have Tom Brady on the sidelines and they haven't told us? Because that would be, Joe Montana-esque to be able to pull this one.
And throwing to maybe Tyreek Hill, who can just,
just sprint.
Go.
Well, I'll tell you, Bodie Yale, he's got the speed. You get him out in the open, and somebody misses a tackle, and look out. Where is Bodie? We need to find him. Is he split out as a wingback to the right? Zielinski in the shotgun. Man in motion. Back to pass Zielinski. He's got pressure from the backside. Throws over the middle. The ball caught by Yale. And he's bumped out of bounds.
Late
and a
hit.
flag coming out. Going to add 15 yards onto the end of that one. And that's a gutsy call by the official over there right in front of the Post Falls coaching staff.
It really is. Who caught that pass? I didn't.
It was Bodie Yale.
Oh, Bodie, okay.
And they're going to give him a gain out to the 30 and then a penalty on top of it. So it was a 10-yard gain and then a penalty. So it'll be first down after 15 yards out to the 45-yard line. So that makes it a little bit more reachable.
Doable, yeah. First completion of the night for Peyton Zielinski.
Was it 2 years ago on the road at Moses Lake that Luke Gale was able to make a miraculous throw for a touchdown to win it in the closing seconds? Can Mr. Zielinski do it here for Eastmont as a sophomore, getting his first start at home? Back to pass, rolling to his left, looking downfield, throwing downfield. The ball is incomplete over the extended arms of Bodie Yale. It'll bring up second down and 10.
Well, maybe throughout this season he'll get a little more confidence in that passing arm that he has. Right now, like that pass was just kind of a push downfield.
And that's a tough as a right-handed quarterback. Do we have a penalty on the field or no? A timeout taken by Post Falls. They didn't like the fact that there was a guy that had a little gap there. And if you saw downfield, there was another receiver that was behind the defense. So I think Post Falls is rattling the cages here by the coaching staff saying, "What? Are you kidding me?
Right.
You're letting somebody get behind you?"
So I think you're right on.
Can't happen.
Well, that should never happen.
No.
Not with 53 seconds left.
So that brings up second down at the 45-yard line. After the incomplete pass, there is 53.3 seconds left. Coaching staff for Eastmont going over all the possibilities here. Jay Foster in his first year as head coach. Of course, he was D coordinator for 7 years under Michael Don. He's assisted by Gabe Collins, J.P. Dupuis, John Bush, Oscar Calvillo, Ty Gardner, Ryan Tuller, Omar Figueroa, Josh Simonson, Al Leonard, and Ismail Murillo. So here we go. Second down and 10 from the Eastmont 45. 53.3 seconds. Again, Zielinski throws out in the flat. The ball caught out there and then dancing out of bounds in midfield. On the reception was Rafa Perez.
Pass complete to Rafa Perez for the Wildcats.
Third down coming up from the 50.
Crosses midfield or near midfield, takes the ball out of bounds.
You take what the defense gives you, and still got 48 seconds left on the clock. There's time here.
There is.
You don't have to chuck it downfield, but you do have to get a first down here. Get a first down, get out of bounds, and reset the clock, reset the chains. Again, Zielinski staying in at quarterback here for Eastmont. On a third down and 5. Turn, fake the handoff, throw in the flat. The ball caught again. This is Perez. He's got a first down inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line. Gain of 8 yards on the pass play from Zielinski. You know, that's more smart call playing by Eastmont, too. Give your quarterback some momentum and some confidence builders.
I'd have liked to have seen this in the first half. Just the short dink and dunk passes.
Yep, absolutely. Or your running back will take a play action and then run out the flat and be open. Zielinski again, first down and 10 from the 44. He'll fake the handoff, looking to pass, has pressure, throws, overthrows his intended receiver Perez this time. A little bit deeper downfield, he had Bodie Yale open, but just couldn't feel like he had enough time to throw that football.
Of course, and we haven't really had a chance to see what kind of arm he has. No. We haven't seen a pass over 10 yards.
This is true. You're getting down to the time where you need to stretch one. 39 seconds left. Second down and 10 from the 44.
We are.
We've got local news coming up at 10 o'clock tonight with the man seated to my left. It's amazing how that happened.
I'll race back.
Grant Olson will have the latest local news coming up at 10 o'clock here on your NCWLIFE channel, your local news station. Second down and 10 for Zielinski. Can't afford to take a sack here, and just as that happens, there's a flag down. I think I saw a flag come down as he's tackled for a no-gain play on the 45-yard line, but the official says, yeah, I think we got a penalty against the offense on a hold.
It looked like it.
Anytime that penalty flag comes in from behind the play on something around the line of scrimmage, usually not good news for your offensive staff. So another penalty for Eastmont. That is
another one that just is a killer.
10 penalties for 70 yards. But actually that's good news because it stops the clock.
It does.
In a way. They'll put the ball back at the 46-yard line. Second down and now forever. About 20 yards to go from the 46 of Eastmont. Wildcats looking for somebody to slip and fall. Zielinski rolling to his left, throws with the right hand. The ball caught inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. And there is the first catch of the night for Cooper West.
Cooper West.
Not done yet, Martha.
Wow. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play, and it looks like this one might be coming back again.
Oh, boy.
Yep. The official says, everybody hold your horses. It's all coming back on another hold against the offense.
Wow.
Wipes out a 29-yard pass play. Goodness.
Wow.
11 penalties, 80 yards unofficially here for Eastmont in the football game.
Man, 11 penalties.
Oh, it's a personal foul face mask against the offense. That's 15 yards.
Oh.
That's 85 yards in penalties here tonight. They may have more penalties than they do offensive yardage in this ball game. Goodness gracious.
So it'll be second down over again from the 31-yard line. 69 yards away from pay dirt, and now we're going to get a timeout taken by the officials. Will it be a Post Falls timeout? It is. Post Falls timeout. So, Grant, Eastmont, lots of room for improvement.
For sure.
They need some help on the offensive line. I thought Dixon showed a little something at quarterback tonight. Zielinski here the last few pass plays. I mean, maybe it's what the defense is giving you because they're in kind of a prevent, so it's kind of an umbrella coverage downfield.
That is true.
That's allowing these passes underneath that they're finally connecting on. But, you take out of this, what can we do positively here?
And maybe go with these short passes to give Zielinski a little bit of confidence and then open up the running game a little bit by those little 10-yard passes. But I think the defense for Eastmont, in only their second game, has played outstanding tonight. They really
Eastmont's not, it doesn't get easier from here. They got to travel to Davis next week on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, Post Falls will take on Lakeland on the road. A couple of road games in a row for the Trojans. So here we go. 22.5 seconds left after the Post Falls timeouts. Trojans pinning their ears back. Zielinski rolling to his left. Tough throw across his body. Now cuts back and now hit from behind and dropped at the line of scrimmage at the 31.
I don't know if they're going to get another play here.
Well, meanwhile, Cooper West was
offside.
Way downfield, and he doesn't get across the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped. And so that's a penalty against the offense, I would think here. Not lined up properly with 4.5 seconds left. And by the way, I think that's against the offense, so they will start the clock at the spot of the ball. So Eastmont's better be ready when they reset the ball here. 90 yards and penalties tonight for the Wildcats. Our post-game show will be a brief one. We'll do that here from the booth tonight here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Jay Foster trying to direct traffic as they start the clock with 3, with 2, with 1. They barely get the snap off, and now it's chuck it time. Dixon throws downfield deep, and this one is going to be knocked down or intercepted. Doesn't matter. The game is over. And Post Falls comes on the road and improves to 3-0 on the young campaign and will hold on for the victory tonight over the Eastmont Wildcats by a score of 14-7. We'll take a break and come back. Post-game show coming up here next on the NCWLIFE Channel. Thanks for watching here tonight. Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction is not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
and you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today and let's find your happy place.
Thank you for trusting Abby's Legendary Pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Abby's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious. Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, and cheddar. Yep. Everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Well, Post Falls came in tonight and showed a little bit more might defensively than the Wildcats of Eastmont in a 14-7 victory on the road here to improve to 3-0. Meanwhile, the Wildcats fall to 1-1, and I know that Jay Foster and company don't like the taste in their mouth right now of losing twice here at home in the last 2 games they played here at Wildcat Stadium, the last of which was in the playoffs last year to Richland, and now here on their home opener tonight to Post Falls. Second half started with the visitors on top of the scoreboard by a score of 7-0. Post Falls got the ball to start the second half, and they would run it right down the field with pace and urgency as Rise would take it in from 3 yards out on a touchdown run. The extra point made it 14-0 at that point with 9:36 to go in the first half, or the third quarter of play. The drive, 8 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes, 13 seconds off the clock. Eastmont would get the ball and punt it away, and that was kind of a theme throughout this contest, as Eastmont just could not get things going offensively, as they would turn it over on downs 4 times. It also fumbled a ball away on a great drive and a great run by Bodie Yale, but unfortunately he would fumble it away at the 1-yard line, and then that would give it up to Post Falls. And the Trojans just took advantage here in the ball game and in the second half, as they would take it in for the go-ahead score, 14-0. Eastmont would finally get their third of 4 interceptions on the night. How about that? That gives them 8 on the season, unbelievably, as they would finally cash in on that opportunity and take it in from 20 yards out on a 4-play, 25-yard drive, as Dixon would run it in from 12 yards away. The extra point made it 14-7, Eastmont with life. But they just couldn't take advantage. They got another interception, their 4th of the night, by A.J. Sands, who got into the mix of things, but then turned the ball over on downs again out near midfield, and they would have one more chance down the stretch, but just could not get it going offensively, and would end up falling here tonight by a final of 14-7. Grant Olson, you have a chance to look at the numbers, and I know that's probably going to pan out more for the visitors than it will for the home team.
You know, surprisingly, total yards, Eastmont won the battle in total yards in this game tonight. Post Falls ends up with 197 total yards, 68 on the ground, 129 through the air, as Isaac McEwen 6 of 19, 129 yards, and as you mentioned, 4 interceptions. The big rusher, Brandon Felix, 8 carries, 27 yards. All 3 running backs, Eric, 20, 21, and 27 yards for Post Falls tonight. But that was enough. And Caleb Jimerson, 3 catches, 112 yards in the ball game. For Eastmont, end up with 214 yards, and they did it the opposite way. 201 yards on the ground for Eastmont, 13 through the air, 2 of 8 for Peyton Zaliski for 13 yards. The big ball carriers were Brody Yale, 11 carries, 91 yards. Rafa Perez had 10 carries for 43, and Dax Dixon, 9 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown in this game. So Eastmont won the total yard battle.
Well, they've got some work to do, and they also need to limit the penalties.
That
unofficially with 12 penalties on the night for 90 yards, and when you're struggling offensively, you just can't afford to make those mistakes on the penalties.
And then Yale's fumble in the end zone there that was kind of controversial. That could have changed things in this game, too.
Certainly so. The Eastmont Wildcats dropped to 1-1 with the loss here tonight. The Post Falls Trojans improved to 3-0. Eastmont on the road next week at Davis. That was not going to be an easy game. That's going to be a fist fight as well. That's on the trenches, not in the sidelines.
Right.
And meanwhile, Post Falls will be on the road at Lakeland next week. So that's going to wrap it up for our broadcast today. I wanted to thank our crew for being a part of this. Malcolm Whitehall back in the studio, our studio producer. Our line producer tonight, Tucker Wagner. Thank you so much, Tucker. He's been running around here like a chicken with his head cut off. On cameras tonight, Dan Kuntz, Cagney Fox, Paul Collard, and Olivia Winters getting her first toe dipped into the waters of following sports here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Grant, thank you. It's been
Eric,
a pleasure
always.
to be by your side once again, my friend.
You bet. Can't wait for this season.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Again, the final score is Post Falls taking on Eastmont and coming away with the road victory by a final of 14-7. Have a good night, everybody.
Handoff is Peterson. Gets through the line of scrimmage. The 5 into the end zone. Touchdown.
Thanks for watching live coverage of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast has been a presentation of our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Coverage was also brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Caldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, the Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor. Be sure to follow local sports on our website or through our app for Apple and Android devices at ncwlife.com. We now return you to normal programming already in progress.